Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. How you all doing today? Got my light. Let me turn on my light. How's everybody doing today? JT, Mr. E, Mason. Who else is here? I forget anybody? No, looks like it's Mr. E, JT, and Mason. We might have a couple of lurkers, and that's fine. Lurk away. It's been a busy week for me so far. First it was my birthday, and then my sister's birthday, then my kid's birthday. So it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. Make sure you guys check out Mr. E's channel. His link is right there. Give him a like and a sub and all of that stuff. He's been covering a lot of Helldivers as of late, and something I need to get back into. I actually played late night a couple of nights ago, and God, I forgot how much fun that game is. Played with a couple of the guys, just through one of the mission campaigns. You select that part of the map, and there's like 2 or 3 missions, and we knocked out those 3 missions, and yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. I wish I recorded it though. There were some really funny and messed up moments that happened during that. Just working a little. I hope you're working only a little. So yeah, I got today and tomorrow off. Tomorrow, I don't want to say early morning, but morning-ish. I'm going to try something out. It depends on if I get the free time tonight to work on it. If I don't, then I'm not going to do it tomorrow. But yeah. And yes, I do have a couple of Star Citizen videos in the works. And yeah. Oh, next Friday, as long as everything stays the same, we'll be having Carl on here. We're going to be talking, Star Citizen, video games, probably movies and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Before we get into this, has anybody watched Fallout? Has anybody been watching Fallout? I have not watched it. I don't have Amazon Prime. I'm almost thinking about picking it up for a month just so I can watch the show and then, cancel the account. But I really want to check it out. I saw 2 clips from it, and it looks cool. And one of my, I'm not going to say he's one of my favorite actors, but a really good actor, Walton Goggins. I watched his stuff when he was doing Sons of Anarchy and The Shield. And if he's in it, it's probably going to be pretty good. I mean, come on. In The Shield, he was by far the best dirty cop there ever was on TV. And then in The Shield, he went from being gay man to trans, and he was absolutely hilarious in that show. Absolutely hilarious. And they were doing that before it was a thing. So yeah, him and I forget his name, but it was Kim Koteas, I think. Him and Walton Goggins had some really good episodes, and it was pretty funny. Anyways, so another thing before we get going, how's everybody finding 3.23 if you've played it? I have not played it. I've watched various streamers. I've watched Marcus. Marcus is usually doing something odd or weird in the verse that's usually not always done. I watched Space Shorts try to mine and salvage. And then, of course, a good friend of ours on this channel, Pagan, watched him stream it a couple of times. I watched Salty Mike stream it a couple of times. Good speed. What's up, man? Man, I added you and it didn't take. Man, I'll have to figure it out. I probably forgot one of the underscores. Either that or I didn't capitalize the H at the end there. I'll have to look at it. Check out Goodspeed. He's on Twitch. He streams Star Citizen a lot. As I was saying, I've watched various streamers that all do different parts of Star Citizen. You know, mining, industrial, salvage, the weird and odd. And I've got to say, I'm not all that impressed with 3.23 right now. Can they add a lot and save it? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm really, really not impressed with it so far. If you are impressed with it, I'm glad. I'm happy for you, but I am not very impressed with where they have Star Citizen at the moment with the patch. I hope it gets better, but I really don't know at this time. I really don't know. I don't like master modes. I don't like the star map. I thought was going to be better. I mean, it looks nice, but it still seems like it's running into the same functionality issues as the original star map. So I don't know what's going on with that. They introduced the dogs, but they're so broken that you can't really get them to do.
Listen.
Arcane, what's up, man? The dogs are in there, but they don't seem to work. Like every time I see somebody going to try to interact with the dogs, they just stand there. Then you can walk up and just punch them to death. I mean, which is, I hate to say it. I'm gonna butcher your name, Shabaturo. Is a step back in design. The idea that to balance the game around a mode switching mechanic is silly. I agree. Yeah, but as I was saying with the dogs, as per the core, thank you, JT. Best moderator ever. Best moderator ever. The dogs not acting the way they should is kind of, I hate to say it, par for the course when it comes to Star Citizen and AI. You know, for at least a patch and a half now, the AI barely leave the spawn closets when you do the bunkers. So, you know, I guess that's to be expected.
Hang on, sweetheart.
The O is a 0, so that might that could have been where it was. Yeah. The only time I've seen them work was on a low pop, high FPS. The pack killed them. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not impressed with 3.23. You know, I think I would be more impressed with it if cargo missions and persistent hangars actually made it in. But since they're not in, and the item kiosks, like, we're redesigning the inventory and inventory is going away as you know it, and you're gonna have to do it like this and blah blah. And I as much as I didn't like it, I kind of wanted to see how it was going to play out and how it was going to work. So that to me is a really big disappointment because I really wanted to me, my, like, a lot of that is kind of dependent upon how I move forward with Star Citizen. But Jim, what's up, man? I'm really hoping maybe it shapes up and becomes something better. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining on Twitch and on YouTube. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for any follows. Thanks for any subs. I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this show because we're gonna get it going here in a second. Bottom line, the game won't be fun or competitive until tick breaks and these things are fixed. Fuck all the tier 0 mechanics. Yeah. I agree. And yes, Master Modes is coming with unintended features as well. Sorry, you got to get my caffeine rolling. It was a long day yesterday. Got home from work, did a 12-hour shift. All my shifts are 12 hours, but did a 12-hour shift, and then it was they were finishing up the family birthday party um after I got home. So it was a bit of a long night. I feel it will get better. We all just need to be patient. This isn't a shot at you, good, but one of the things that I really wish I can convey to newer players is how patient some of us have been going on years for it to be better. And I wish I can convey that in a more eloquent way, um, other than saying, no, fuck you, you're wrong, the game sucks. Because I don't want to do that, because if other people are enjoying it and I'm not, that's a me thing. And if you're enjoying it, hey, all the more power to you. I don't want to be like, well, you're wrong because I think the game is not good. I don't want it to come off that way. I just want to say, like, there's a lot of people that have been waiting for a really, really long time for the game to become fun or to have their thing in the game. I'll take, two examples just really quick before we get into, reacts and laughing. And that is one, pyro and server meshing. Now, I don't remember if at the time they were doing CitizenCon or it was GamesCon, but either way, in 2018 during their CitizenCon, they said releasing next year is server meshing and pyro. So 2019, we were supposed to get server meshing and pyro. And it's been 5 years. We still don't have server meshing. We still don't have pyro. I'll take 3 examples, actually. Example 3, or example 2 would be Squadron 42. Squadron 42 has been done now. It's been feature complete or tech complete or in the polishing stages. This last CitizenCon was the 4th time it was announced. And in between all of that, you would have at various Inside Star Citizens and Star Citizen Lives devs saying, oh, we've played the entire game. We've played all the missions are done, etc. But it's still not out. And then the last example I'll use is the Reclaimer. And I don't have the exact date as to when the Reclaimer was put in, but the Reclaimer was sold for, I want to say, $330, somewhere between $300 and $350, somewhere right in between there. And the ship remained useless for, I want to say, 3 to 4 years. But yeah. So, and once again, not taking any personal shots at anybody, whether it's in chat or in the comment section after this goes into a VOD. But when you ask people to be patient with a game that's been managed the way it has been, it gets there's a certain breaking point for certain people. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say your opinion's wrong, your opinion doesn't matter, your opinion sucks. And I would expect the same courtesy in return if I feel the game isn't where it should be or isn't good or is terrible, that people try to understand my side as much as I try to understand their side. So, and it's a really hard thing to convey, especially if you're a new player, because a lot of people, myself included, when you first start playing, you're blown away by it. And then, give it 3 months, 6 months, a year. And some people never come out of the honeymoon phase, but once you start seeing it or feeling it, it sucks, because I want the game to be good. I just, you know, it is what it is. Cosmic, what's up, man? Cosmic Brian, everybody. Cosmic Brian. All right, let's get into some reacts, huh? Let me set this up and get to the other screen. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, it's not just my channel. I didn't know Pagan went live the other night. I didn't get, I think it was Saturday or Sundays. Didn't get Blackjack Bill's notification. There's another young lady I watch on Twitch. No notification on Twitch. So it's not just this channel. It's a lot of channels. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not sure. I really don't know. So, let's start with, you know what? We'll start with the beds, since that's been a major talking point lately. Yeah. So here is Dig That 32 with the end of bed logging and pyro shrinkage. I thought shrinkage was something you only got when you just got out of the pool. You know? Feel me, guys? Pool shrinkage. Mandalorian is good, in my opinion, until about the midpoint of season 2, and then it kind of falls off for me. It's still better than all the shows they've put out so far, in my opinion. No, I take that back. It's second best show compared to Andor. Andor took me a little bit to get into, but once I got into it, so good. Anyways, Dig That 32, the end of bed logging and pyro shrinkage.
This right here. Hey, you. So a couple of weeks or so ago, I was reading Spectrum, and Chad McKinney, who's a senior lead gameplay engineer at CIG, was commenting on a post about bed logging, hopping into your bed to log out of the game. Here's what he said. We are looking at what we have now and the vision for 1.0 for this feature and many others. The way bed logging works in the game isn't going to fit that vision, but really, more fundamentally, bed logging itself doesn't entirely fit that vision. That's quite a statement, especially if you're like me and enjoy walking into your captain's quarters or ship hab and retiring to the bed to end your play session. Going to sleep is just how you end your session when you're in your ship and hopefully in your tastefully.
I don't know if he's going to get into it, but here's my thing. I think they're getting rid of bed logging to push more of the base stuff, and more specifically, because let's face it, if you're going to build a base in one of their medium or low security areas, you're not going to want to get Empire Strikes Back. That's in my Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, we're getting way off the video topic here. Empire Strike Back, when it released in 1981, I believe it was. When it released in 1981, at that point, no, and still to this point, no sequel to a movie has ever done better than the original release. And Star Wars really kind of turned that on its head. And also at the time, the revelation that was in that movie really took audiences aback with the revelation in that movie. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it. Yeah, I know it's a 40-year-old movie now, but there are still people that haven't seen it. And the sound effects and lighting was taken up a whole nother notch. The action was taken up a whole nother notch. And then, in my opinion, the narrative, the overlying story in going from A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back, that was all flipped up on its head, and that was amazing, especially for viewers back then, because what they did has very rarely been done at up to that point, and is still very rarely done well to this point. And then Revenge of the Sith is basically the last vestiges of Anakin turning to the dark side. So that is, you know, I like that. I really like that. So, yeah. But I'm a old school Star Wars fanatic. To me, the prequels and what Disney has done is not my version of Star Wars. My version of Star Wars rests in, I don't know if you can see it. You know, you can't see it, but there's a bookshelf over there, and I have about 40 something Star Wars novels over there. And those are my sequels, especially the Timothy Zahn sequel, Heir to the Empire. That's my sequel, and that is the continuation of the Star Wars universe, not what Disney has done, unfortunately. But we kind of knew that once Disney unveiled a lot of the things they unveiled. But anyways, I digress. Dig that 32. Why is bed logging disappearing and the pyro shrinkage? I think it's because they want to push base building and, more importantly, sell more plots of land so that people don't have to defend their bases. But take it away, Dig.
The appointed penthouse or hollowed out asteroid in the future. But according to his comment, that
because so Disney, as soon as Disney took over Marvel and Star Wars, they canceled any and every project that was currently being worked on, minus the Clone Wars, because it was animated and it fit what Disney was doing at the time. They canceled all games that were in production. And in Marvel's case, games that were already out and had been out for about a year and a half, they canceled all of those. Everything was canceled. They said because the books wouldn't net them any money because of the way the royalties were set up for George Lucas, the writers, and the publishers, and all of that other stuff. They canceled that out because they thought that they were going to swoop in, create their own novels, and then start making gobs of money off of the novels, the comics, and everything else like that. So for the most part, they want nothing to do with the old legends and novels, comics, games, etc.
that's not the direction the game is headed. He didn't clarify what the new direction would be, so that leaves
The
a lot of room for
Terrapin.
speculation.
What a
So I
nice
reached out
little
to my
ship.
boy Cal Roddy,
A
who's
nice
an
little
oracle at
unfunctional
interpreting
ship.
the techie specky CIG things for me. We had a long convo about the possibilities, which I'm gonna get to. But first, if you are for it or against it, let us know where you stand so we can get a picture of where everybody is on this.
I'm
I
against
read
it.
every comment, which lets me get to know you a bit as I start to recognize your name pop up. Sometimes I even take a look at your channel. Oh, but first we gotta talk about this not publicly announced pyro thing real quick. So like up, sub up, and ring up like a boss. Pyro,
boss.
the next star system you'll be jumping to live out your best space life. Up till now, we've known that Pyro was going to be huge, much bigger than
It
the
was
size
gonna be
of
huge.
Stanton, the current system we're in. Stanton is somewhere between 4.8.
Now, here's another thing. I try to convey this to some other newer players that engineering and playing in a large ship like a Carrack or a C2 or a Caterpillar, and maybe even some smaller ones, is going to be damn near impossible because you're going to have component degradation. And if you get into combat and any of your components get hit, you are not going to be able to fly your ship and change fuses and repair components while flying. You can't be in two places at once. That also brings me to pyro. When you have solar flares going off and you are not on the dark side of the planet, you are going to get your ship damaged, especially if for some reason well, let's face it, you're going to be in nav mode a lot. Your shields are going to be down. Those flares are going to damage components. You better be prepared. Now, all of this is hanging on the fact that CIG is going to keep the flares as strong as they were. This is all hanging on the fact that engineering is going to stay roughly the same as it is. I don't see people soloing those large ships anymore, and it's both a good thing and a bad thing. But yeah, with engineering going to pyro, and if you get stuck in nav mode for some reason, or your shields are down and you get hit by a flare, you are going to be in a lot of trouble real fast.
5 and 5 astronomical units, depending on where you look. Pyro had always been listed as being around 13 AU, not quite 3 times bigger than Stand, but big enough to be a game changer in some aspects. Travel is very different when none of the ships can run laps around the system like they do now. So with 13 AU in mind, Mr. Beardman spotted the distance shown in the CitizenCon Star Engine trailer. Instead of 13 AU, Pyro is now 9.83
I didn't
AU.
notice that either.
3.17 AU doesn't sound like much of a difference. To put it in perspective, Pyro has shrunk by 2/3 of the size of the entire system of Stanton. The decision was made by CIG to cut down on the travel times in the system, and a lot of folks will appreciate that.
If you want to cut down on the travel times in the system, here's my opinion. Make quantum travel faster. There is no need that even with the fastest quantum drive, it takes me 4.5 minutes to 5 minutes to cross from Microtech to Crusader. Make it faster. Just make it faster. You can adjust the times, adjust them from the fastest quantum drives down to the slowest quantum drives. Excuse me. But make the Stanton to, or excuse me, the Microtech to Crusader jump in the slowest quantum drive take like 4 or 5 minutes. And then the fastest ones, make it 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. So that way, because one of the arguments that I got when Starfield came out is everything's a loading screen. It's a loading screen. It's a loading screen. It's a loading screen. My argument back to them was, okay, if you were to play both games in a 4-hour block and you record them and then you put them up next to each other and you counted all the time that was spent in a loading screen, only even if it was only 2 to 5 seconds, how long would that translate to you being in quantum? What's up, Adam? I think it would be very comparable, if not longer, in Star Citizen, comparing Starfield versus Star Citizen loading screens to quantum. I think it would equal out, or it would end up being more in favor of Starfield for less time in loading versus quantum. That's my opinion.
Makes everything more in reach, but there's a lot of folks who will be resistant to the idea too. Completing a long and possibly difficult journey is rewarding. In Elite Dangerous, it's a badge of honor to have made the Hutton run, an 1.5 hour run from Alpha Centauri A to Hutton Orbital at full throttle and super cruise. Not everybody will make that trip, but if you did, you sir are a trooper. Having extremely distant planets in Pyro will be pro explorer in that people who pack up and plan for a successful trip will discover and see.
But here's the thing, people that explore a large what's up, squirrel?
He knows he's not allowed to come on my
a large amount of people that want to explore, they want to explore in relative safety. They want to explore in relative safety. Pyro is not it. Pyro, you have environmental dangers, you have NPC dangers, and you have player dangers, because there are no armistice zones anywhere. There are no eye in the skies to charge people with crimes anywhere. And the places that you can go and refuel, rearm, repair are limited. So you're going to be funneled into areas where there are people that are going to take advantage of the fact that you're going to get shot at. So, you know, be ready. And I don't think a large majority of PvE Care Bear / Space Karens are going to go anywhere near Pyro. If you go back and you watch people like Noobifier and a handful of others, I watched their videos. They said after the Pyro playtest, they will never, ever set foot in Pyro, ever. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Things that the unwilling
I guess so.
A dedicated crew on a Carrack will be
Yeah,
something that other
for sure.
explorers will want to be a part of. Maybe CIG should get the Domjot table in the recreation area going.
Play, Domjot, human.
Anywho, scale is going to
Human.
be a factor in how this plays out. If they take the current layout of Pyro and just scale it down proportionately, then the Starfarers will starve. Probably. Most of the planets are clustered around the star, so a proportionate scale down shrinks the distance between those planets, and that area becomes smaller than the Stanton system. There's a few planetary outliers that might still feed the Starfarers a bit, but since most of the traffic will be in a reduced area around Pyro, the
See, that's the thing too. The Starfarers, like, I get people, once again, I'm not going to name their names and I'm not going to name their Discord, but I'm in a Discord where it is 99% new people, and they do not understand the fact that right now a Starfarer is useless. Like, they're like, oh, the Starfarer is awesome and I want to get it and blah blah blah, and it's like there's no need for a Starfarer. You don't need it. Nobody runs out of fuel. It happens since I've been on Star Citizen. Now, granted, I haven't played in 2.5 months, but since I started playing in Star Citizen, I have never run out of fuel. Not one time have I ever run out of fuel. I've gotten close, but I was paying attention to what I was doing. Now, on the flip side, in global chat, I think in the 2 years I've been playing, I've seen 2 people run out of fuel. And even then, people just flew out to them, put them on their ship, and took them out. So there is, what's up, Goodspeed? Nice to see you over on Twitch. So there's not really a need for a Starfarer. You don't need it. And with the ability to just claim a ship and move on with your life, it is not a big thing.
space tankers will probably mostly be sitting around doing nothing, just like right now. On the other hand, if the central cluster of planets stays the same and the outer planets are brought in closer, then there may still be some hope for the refuelers out there. The distance between the inner and outer planets will be reduced, encouraging more players to venture outwards, causing more bingo fuel mishaps. Travel between the inner cluster won't be so close together, so the occasional "I forgot to check my fuel gauge" situations are still in play, and it may work
exactly,
out better all
Mystery.
around. This isn't taken into account.
And then, so when they talked about base building, you're going to be able to build hangars. And hey, Mason. You're going to be able to build hangars. You're going to have your own hangar, and you're going to be able to, I don't know how they're going to work it, but you're going to be able to refuel, rearm, repair there. Once again, you log in and you start calling ships. You won't need, you really are not going to have a need for a Starfarer. So, I mean, like I said, this is all speculation. We'll see what happens. Dig that doesn't know for a fact that if it is a shrinkage problem, that could have been just a mistyping. We don't know. But I mean, it's par for the course with the way CIG does change things and doesn't say anything until about letting it out.
How your relationship with the different factions are and how that'll affect where you can fuel up and the overall availability of fueling stations. So keep hope alive, refuelers of the verse. Keep Bob
Never played
Hope
Death
alive.
Stranding.
Back to bed logging though. So between the Spectrum comments, things CIG have revealed here and there, and the convo with Killer Cow, the most likely scenario is that we'll move to a log out anywhere and log in where you left off, mmorpg style of play. You can log out anywhere right now, but if it's not in the bed, when you return, it's at the last station or landing zone you landed at. A lot of people will be thrilled at the login where you left off Prospect.
But that like, once again, that goes back against, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago when the biggest part of ship sales was the fact that you could have a bed to log out in. So, and I get it. The game is in development. Things change, but some of the way they sell ships, I just disagree with wholeheartedly. And like I said, they made a whole campaign for however many years that this ship has a bed that you can log out in, and it's slowly being taken away. With your friends can't log out in them now. When you used to be able to, you can't log out. in certain areas. So it's like I said, it's slowly going away.
It would be convenient to not have to make it to a bed. You could be on a plane.
Yeah, that's what he was saying, Cosmic.
From your ship, and
So-
instead of heading back to your ship's bed, you just log out in place. No
The
planning
shoilet.
needed. Just hit escape, click, and you're out. Just like any MMORPG. But this ain't World of Warcraft. This is Star Citizen, where everything has a diegetic function. We got vast amounts of beds and crew quarters and captain quarters, and removing
Yes.
the bed logging function makes them an incredible waste of space.
Yes.
Unnecessary set
Yes.
dressing. Maybe they could serve to regenerate your stamina or something else that serves as finding a problem for the solution. But as we all
Yeah, there's a
thought,
lot
they
of
were
implications that
designated
come with
spaces
it.
for you and your crew to stay together. Have you seen how big the Idris crew quarters is? All this for a non-functional piece of eye candy and possibly the occasional stat regen? The game
So I was always under the impression that once we got, you know, dynamic server meshing and org 2.0 and things like that, that we would be able to create, like, so I'm the leader of the org, and then here are my captains, like my 4 or 5 captains, or however large my org is, and I could say, hey, look, I own this Idris, or I own this Kraken, but my captains, whom I trust, they can log on and take the ship out when I'm at work or vacation or whatever, and they can move it around. So I was always under the impression that people would be allowed to log out on a large capital ship like that and then be able to log back in and use the functions of it, so long as the leader of the org gave permissions to certain people. And then when those people were online, say like my buddy Jim or Mr. E was on and I was online, they could log in and be right on the ship, or give them the option to log on to the ship. But I don't know if that's going to be a thing anymore. I was always hoping that that was going to go that way.
that's going to the trouble of having us manually stacking boxes in warehouse-sized ships, eat, take showers, use a toilet, is going to remove the beds function? It may sound like a small thing, and maybe it is, but it's the small things that when we lose
Something
them
like
are
that, Mr. E.
antithetical to living your best space life. Your character hops in beds, goes to sleep, and dreams he's controlling you. My character as a player is super into eating cookies and not going to the gym regularly. Anyway, then you come back to the game, get them out of bed, and start their day. That's kind of me appealing to the player relationship with the game, and it is a game, and games do have consequences. If you're out exploring,
I mean, look, one of my favorite things to do, and he's not wrong, is have the ability for me to just log out where I am and not have to go back to a space station
bring in your vehicle
or a planet.
and on foot, and you don't feel like making your way back to your ship, logging out with no bed should have its consequences the same way it does right now, which is you end up on the station or planet with whatever was on your body, and you got to claim your ship and vehicle unless you can find your way back to it. But that's not to say you should have to cut
I was hoping that, so one of the things that I was hoping is that, you know, there'd be ways to, and you can do it now, where you could do community bought ships, and then the community within your org or guild or whatever, that you could, I don't want to say loan, but let certain people have access to it. Like I said, you know, the captains and the leader of the org and maybe a couple of lieutenants, they all pitch in together, they buy an Idris or they buy a Kraken or whatever, and then those people have the options to share it when somebody isn't online. They can log in, use it, other people can log in on them, etc., etc., but it doesn't seem like that's going to ever happen now. I could be wrong, though.
your exploration short and drive back to your ship. A year or so ago, CIG built and demoed a foldable cot that you could take with you. I think it may have been an exercise for the dev, but it would make camping in the middle of nowhere make sense.
Cool.
Being out in the wilderness needs to require proper preparation. Otherwise, there's no challenge. You pack up your rover with all the gear, food, and drink you need, and you stow your collapsible bed in the vehicle because who knows when you'll be back. If you forgot your cot, it's your choice to decide if you're gonna haul ass back to the ship or if you just take the L and spawn back at the station knowing you've lost a few things. There is no camping
org
if you
hangers
just
would be
log out
great.
on your feet. What's the point of planning well if there's no stakes and not?
Oh, that would be
going?
awesome.
Mobile logout options like
Adam.
foldable cots will become valuable tools and add a layer of depth in planning the gameplay, encouraging players to be more strategic about their exploration and resource management. It's also a bit of immersion breaking for your character to be in constant motion with no sleep. When you wake up, stretch, and slowly pour out of the bed, it gives you a moment to connect with your character, and those cues inform you they've been asleep in the Green Circle Habs and Cloud View Center on Orison while you've been out eating cookies and not going to the gym. Becoming a bedless society like the MMORPGs kills the need for player homes, from the lowliest jail cell-sized hab to the proposed luxury penthouses we've drooled at. If we move to logging in mid-stride at the TDD terminals and gun shops and on cliffs overlooking Jumptown, we'd never set foot inside a hab again. At best, they'd be auxiliary storage. In that case, CIG might as well save the
which
resources,
makes
persistence
bed
inside of them and
or
marking
base
up the walls for
building
us to
kind
put
of
posters and deco on.
one-dimensional.
What would be the point of future penthouses? That's how I see it. Don't take away the function of the beds with the cozy night lights and bed sheet physics tech. Give them functions.
Yeah, you know what? That brings up a good point. So they've spent 2 years working on bed sheet physics. Does that mean if we're not going to be using beds to log in and log out of, that 2 years of working on bed sheet physics, you know, star sheets, is that a waste? Was that wasted then?
In addition to being a safe haven to log out and resume your exploration. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, check out what makes this the most unique game you could ever hop into. Big splendiferous shout out to all my execs, Patreons, YouTube members, and super chatters. Fly dirty citizen.
So that was an interesting video. I'm gonna like it because I think it was well done and brings up a lot of really good questions. There's some other questions that he could have, I think, thrown out there, but I also see why he didn't. So yeah, good. Hold on. Forgot to do something. Let me share that with you guys. How unprofessional that would be. How very unprofessional that would be. There you guys go. Just proves they're talking out their ass. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. We got a double dose of Carl. I was going to do a triple dose of Carl, but I'm only going to do a double dose of Carl. We got 2 videos. We're going to do them back to back, and then we're going to do a non-Star Citizen video. So, yeah. Here, this is Carl, and this is a AI song about Salty Mike, and it's called "The Prophet of CIG." There we go. There we go.
Salty Mike just won't be silent. Preaching like he's always right for sure. Whining about the CIG, he's...
I purposely did not watch this, so yeah. Yeah. Enjoy this, guys, please.
on. Claims he's not a shill, but we're not con. He's too loud, it's too clear. Blazing through the forums like it's his stage. Ranting about his gear with a fake outrage. Throwing shade around though he's bathed in it. Talking so much smack we all wanna quit.
Oh, that's funny.
Can't tune out, he's everywhere.
He kind of is.
Salty Mike with his slight disguise. Looking around the threads, he's on the rise.
Yeah.
Touting that CIG praise so loud. Drumming up the hype in the crowd. Got his rants on repeat.
Yeah.
mentions quality control, but the bias in his soul shines through. He's the knife for CI's brand, got their logo like a tattoo, and we stand. All eyes rolled, we all know.
Ooh, that was nice.
Every day's a soapbox stand, wailing about his love for CI's hand, acting like he's the prophet, just can't refrain, spreading that gospel like he's the one ordained.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Salty Mike, he won't back down, pushing his CIG all over town.
Oh, Carl, that was amazing. That was really good, Carl. I know he used AI to make it, but God, that was funny. That was really funny. Yeah, that was good. I like I said, I purposely didn't watch it just so I could laugh at it. I watched the intro and put that up there because, you know, gotta help a buddy out. I knew I was gonna react to it, so I got one more by Carl, and then we're gonna move on. So yeah, I think that, I mean, it's obviously all, you know, fun and games, but I think that really is funny from Carl. This one I did watch all of. I will be doing a Voidy. I also think it was funny that it was done in like the like a Blink 182 fashion. So I thought that was kind of funny. So here we go. We got Carl and master modes. Let's see what
Star Citizen
Carl's got.
3.23 is now in its public testing phase. This brings a multitude of new features and quality of life updates. It's been an update we've needed in Star Citizen for a long time. Now
Here's my argument to 3.23. You take out the major things, which CIG admittedly has already done. Now, that could be added in later waves. We don't know. But without cargo missions, without persistent hangars, what is 3.23? It's, and nobody, I did this in the ATC. I've done it in Salty Mike's chat a couple of times, and nobody has, not one person has given me a counterpoint. Not one. All right. Hundreds of people watching, hundreds of people interacting in chat, and not one person has given me a counterpoint yet. 3.23 is a single player port. It is a single player port. That is my point, and nobody has given me any counter to it. Not one counter. You take away, like I said, you take away persistent hangars, you take away cargo missions, which they're not in there right now. 3.23 is largely a single player port. And the problem that I have with it right now is you showed all of this stuff at SitCon. You've been working on and developing master modes for 2 years now. Why did it look good at CitizenCon, but it plays like ass? And like I said, nobody can give me a counterpoint when I say this is a single player patch. Everything in it is from Squadron 42. Everything is Squadron 42. Why is it so bad? You know, I'm willing to listen and hear opinions if you can give me a counterpoint, but everything in here is a single player port over to the PU. Master modes, the dogs, the quality of life, the inventory, all of it. All of the major points that are in this patch are a single player. It's all from single player stuff. Everything. Change my mind, please. Tell me I'm wrong. I want to hear a counter. I want to hear a counter argument to it. But like I said, I've done it in several streams. I've done it on several chat comment sections. Nobody has given me any sort of productive counter argument. Hey, it's Pagan. Yeah, Pagan. Make sure you go and visit Pagan at Twitch TV, please. Go visit him, give him a follow, watch him try to capture doggos and break the game. That was hilarious.
I'm just going to say that I'm happy with the majority of features this update brings. However, the introduction of mass...
sorry for pausing you, Carl, right away. Server meshing, Jared said about 3 months ago, server meshing by summer of 2024. I'm hearing rumors swirling around, and they're not coming from, I mean, they're coming from the internet, but they're coming more from what people are hearing from devs and what's going on behind the scenes, that server meshing is now being pushed back to fall, to end of year, which makes me believe that it will get pushed back further into 2025. So I have a feeling pyro, server meshing, all of that is going to get pushed back.
Like
Chase, what's up, man?
Reasonable person.
Master modes is something that splits the community.
Visit Chase as well.
Master modes is something I agreed with when we were first told about it. According to Will from CIG, 7% of the players in Star Citizen do PvP, so I understand the need to make combat more accessible. However, after getting my hands on it in Arena Commander and now the PU, because I'm not Mystic fucking Meg and I base my opinions on my own experiences rather than wild speculation, I came to the realization that Master Modes is simply terrible in its current state. Master Modes is incredibly shallow. The old flight model allowed people to do some fun and impressive things, but Master Modes...
So once again, my argument is that Master Modes was developed for a single player game for people that play on a controller. Now, I have yet to hear a really good counterpoint to this, but you're wildly mistaken if you do not think Squadron 42 isn't going to get ported over to at least the Xbox. It's gonna go to Xbox. It's gonna be there, and the hope is, this is me projecting. The hope from CIG, in my opinion, is that normal console players will play Squadron 42 and then run out to get Star Citizen for their PC because they want to continue it in a MMO sandbox, RPG, whatever you would call the PU right now, and play with their friends. That's what I see coming. Master Modes wasn't designed to, like, when it first came out, and I'm guilty of this too, when it was first announced and they talked about it, I assumed that it was to slow combat down, to save on server data, you know, how fast it's got to go back and forth. And I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it was done strictly to sell more games, which is fine. Everybody needs to sell more games, but I don't think that this is a multiplayer ready thing. And I don't think it's going to be a multiplayer ready thing for a long time. A long time. They got a long way to go with it.
It just doesn't allow that. The combat in the current build of Master Mode is essentially acting as a portable turret. There's little to no evasion. If I'm in the Gladius and I'm fighting a constellation, the Connie should not be able to stay nose on,
yes,
as I should be able to outmaneuver it. But on the other hand, I should.
That's a big thing right now. I was complaining about it. I didn't stream it, but I played AC for quite a few hours one week, off stream, not recorded. And one of my biggest complaints is, if I'm in a Gladius, I cannot outmaneuver a Connie. I can't do it. I can't push into them. I can't get to their sides. I can't get to the rear of the ship. I cannot do anything. If they backstrafe and they use boost as I'm trying to boost into them, I'll never catch them. And the distance that I do catch, like if they run out of boost and I have my boost and I push into them, I'll push past them, get onto their side or get onto their rear, and then within a few seconds, they'll be able to flip around, get their nose back on me. And I'm trying to dance around, and it's just shift speeds to repeater speeds. It's off. Something is off. It doesn't feel right. And I feel like I'm being basically hit scanned the entire time I'm anywhere in front of it. I watched Marcus take an Inferno, go straight for Corsair, and the Corsair was able to back strafe, slowly strafe to one side and rotate, and he was able to keep Marcus on nose the entire time. I don't think it's this is broken and doesn't work right. It needs more time to cook. Look, I can scream up and down that I don't want master modes. Master mode sucks. I think master modes is the worst thing to happen to Star Citizen in a long time. But look, it's not going to go away. They predicated all of this, or based all of this, on Squadron 42. They have to have it, and now we're stuck with it. And this is going to be the final flight model. It'll just get tweaked. I don't like it, but it's not going to go away. But this is not ready for PU. This is not ready for PU at all.
Engaging connies within the Gladiators as a light fighter shouldn't be able to take out larger ships unless there are multiple light fighters. I am aware that the tunings will change, but I don't understand
agree,
why
Pagan
they've
and
pushed
Mr.
out
E.
such a shoddy and ill thought out flight model that not only alienates much of the PvP community, but it also makes griefing worse. Yeah, you heard me. Griefing will get worse with master modes, and PvE players will be at a further disadvantage when someone decides to unleash hell upon them. The near hit scan weapons, coupled with not getting nav mode speeds till fully spooled, is a recipe for disaster. If you care for it, my solution would be to introduce a passive shield regen that scales based on ship and components. For
That's
example,
not a bad idea.
A Gladiator shouldn't be able to do enough DPS to take down a connie's shields unless in a group, and speed should have a larger gap between the ship class and sizes.
Yes.
Not only that,
But see,
CIG
the
can make
counter argument to that is, but we don't have armor yet. True. But how long are we going to have to wait for ship armor? Are we going to have to wait until Maelstrom is done? Because that could be 2, 3, 4 years away. You know, I didn't react to it, but Board Gamer put out a 1.0 is coming sooner than you think. And he thinks end of 2025. And I bet you if I were to press him to bet, now I don't make the kind of money he does, but if I did, I would bet him 1 month of all of his YouTube and sponsorship earnings versus my 1 month of earnings from my work. And I guarantee you he would not put up that money, because there's no way. There are so many features and functions that are missing right now. There's no way. And Master Modes proves the point.
it so that
Karen
Invictus
could
could have a PvP-focused Foundation Festival type thing that spotlights the dedicated PvP orgs. No reward for us will be necessary. We just want more people to fight that know how to fight in an engaging flight model. We're competitive people and we want to feel like we earned the win, not because someone can aim quicker. So, as a form of protest to get the PvE players to make their Spectrum and Reddit posts, I ask you to join me in killing everything. If you sell merits, offer a temporary discount or just give them out for the cause. Because we deserve to have a flight model that's fun, engaging, and rewards those who spend time to learn it. We don't want to play a game that falls into the bullshit participation trophy mentality. We're not asking for space TCS.
That was, oh.
The rebel of the skies, fears no darkness, no compromise.
That was good. No. Go back. So that was Carl Kaput, or Karen Kaput. I'm gonna like that, and I agree with a lot of what he's saying there. It needs to be better.
Fresh meat.
Oh, that's my first post over there. I'd like to say again, thank you everybody for joining me here on YouTube and on Twitch. You know, all the likes, the follows, the subs, all of that stuff. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all of you guys. Let me get back to this.
Star Citizen 3.2.
Whoop. Hey, shh, Carl, you already had your turn. So that was Carl. Before I have to use the washroom, but before we do more Star Citizen stuff, I have a couple of videos that I want to watch that are not Star Citizen related. I will be right back. All right, just give me a couple of seconds. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Real streamer would sit on a bucket. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. That's actually not a bad idea, Jim. It's not a bad idea. So non-Star Citizen. We got a couple. We're gonna watch Bucket Citizen. I am a fan of MechWarrior and BattleTech. They are one and the same universe for those of you that don't know. And let me make sure I have this right. Before I speak on it. Okay, so MechWarrior 5 came out in 2019 before Unreal 5 was really being used. I don't think Unreal 5 was even out yet, but I am huge into the lore. I'm huge into playing the games. I've played every MechWarrior and BattleTech game I could get my hands on since 1994, I think is when MechWarrior 2 came out. So, yeah, I'm very, 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 very fond of this. And this is all in... Why is it
You
set
five
like that?
are the final vestiges of our brood, who some deem might one day be of value to the clan.
This is all Unreal 5.
I am not one of them. To me, you five are the excrement of a failed, semi-aborted batch from my bloodhouse.
Yeah, they do. They
Far
do.
from the pinnacle of humanity demanded by the clan's geneticists that spawned you.
Okay, so real quick, for those of you that are not into the BattleTech lore, the first through third edition of the original tabletop role-playing game took place in 3025. In 2715, somewhere around there. At that time, you have this big universe, thousands upon thousands of planets controlled by various houses. It's very Game of Thrones in space before Game of Thrones was the thing. So you have like the Draconis Combine and House Karita, they control one section of space. You got the Federated Suns and House Davion, they control a section of space, so on and so forth. They all fought with each other, and eventually one of the leaders of houses called the Terran Hegemony, they created what was called the Star League, and it was essentially the Space UN, right? And under their leadership, there was a 1,500 year golden age of peace, prosperity, technological advancement, etc. Well, there ended up being a civil war, things split, and people, the leader got assassinated, and because it's mostly a monarchy system in this future, nobody could reelect a new supreme leader. They got pissed off at each other, and all the houses started fighting to see who would be the next supreme leader. The general of the Star League was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. And he took with him the entire Star League army and just left. 220 years later, they returned, but they were no longer the Star League army. They called themselves the clans. And the clans believe that genetics and technology are the way forward for the future. So everything in the clans, their mech warriors are genetic freaks. Basically, they only take the best of the best and genetically combine them, and they're in a caste system. So you have laborers, the mech warriors, the scientists, the aerospace, fighter jockeys, pilots, and elementals. It's kind of, there's a few more, but that's basically the gist of it. They're all genetic freaks within their categories, and they're the best of the best of the best, sir. But I can't wait for
Show
this.
me what those Stravics on Lunderholm taught you.
This looks so good.
Show me what you know of being a real true-born mech warrior.
Trueborn means you're a genetic freak. Free birth means, well, you were made the old way.
And prove yourselves worthy of the name and heritage you carry with you.
Yeah.
Prepare for...
I can't wait for this game. I can't wait for this game. It's a DLC, actually. I already have the main game. I just don't have this DLC. I will be getting it though when it comes out. Probably. More than likely. It's a cool game. I've played it on stream a couple of times, but most people didn't want to watch it, but I'll give it a shot another time. I'll give it another shot, see if people want to watch it again. I'll even start over. Oh, here's a good non-Star Citizen video.
As a professional hell diver, we don't fall into the intimidation.
Oh yeah, Robot Josh
determined
was good.
scum. So I'm finna show you a few objects you can use to spread some organized democracy on your camping trip. Now, if you're not the up close and personal type, you won't care to use one of these joints right here. But you know me personally, these are my two favorite. You know, you can just flip this one over and then tear them up. You know what I'm saying? Now, you don't want to do that. You can go to one of these. You can come in here with it. You can be in here with it. You can throw it if they try to get away. We don't run from no phase. Or you can go to this joint right here. This will get the job done. If this don't get the job done, you know what I'm saying? You get back there again, throwable. Come on, fam.
Throwable.
You don't need that? No, we ain't gonna use that on them, fam. We're not gonna use that on them. Now, if everything else fail, you wanna be a little farther away with it, boom. Right here, fam. On your P's and Q's. And if that don't get the job done, you can always go to the good old arachnid eraser, okay? Black Al.
I've seen that guy a couple of this guy's shorts, and I saw this, with the giant huntsman spider out there, and I'm like, what is he gonna do with this?
As a professional hell diver, we don't.
But as soon as he said hell diver, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I'll share that one with you guys too. Like I said, it's just a short, but we're having fun here. We're having fun here. We'll do. Let me grab another non-Star Citizen. You know what? We haven't heard from Grumpy in a while. Let's do this Grumpy Eye video right quick. It's 17 minutes long.
So there's been a lot of talk these days.
So this is, if you guys aren't aware, this is Grumpy Eye. And Grumpy Eye has moved away from gaming and has gone back to his roots of music. And I've been watching his music stuff, and I don't know that much about music. I played bass, I played trumpet. So I know a little bit about music, but not like he does and not like other people do. And so I've found a lot of it very interesting and, excuse me again, entertaining. And yeah, so AI is taking over everything. It really is. It's taking over everything, art, movies, games, and it has me a little concerned. So I want to know what he has to say as a musician and a music producer, what AI means to him in his profession and his hobby.
So there's been a lot of talk these days about AI and how it's going to impact the music industry. But did you know that quite a few respectable and famous artists have signed a petition that they sent to US Congress that is supposed to like restrict AI? Names such as Stevie Wonder, Nora Jones, Jason Isbell, Sam Smith, they have all signed this petition. And even though the music industry is currently being impacted by AI, I don't think it's going to be that bad as everybody thinks. And let me tell you why.
So I don't know if he's going to talk about it, but I don't think AI will ever take over the music space as we know it, because it can't do a live performance. I mean, it can't do a live performance. And so, but I mean, I don't know. They did they did the Tupac holographic thing in like what, 2016, 2012, 14, 16, somewhere around there. So cosmic. But I would like to see what he's gonna say or hear. See? Here, see?
And also, before we start, I need to say this. This video is not sponsored by anyone, and it is just me sharing my thoughts and opinions on this whole matter. And I might be wrong, I might be right,
It's true, Jim.
I would love to hear your thoughts, and just after the video, just leave them in the comments and tell me what you think, because I really want to have a discussion with you guys on this whole thing. But before talking about AI, we really need to come to an
is going to be the AI
on
overlord.
what music really is. And I have always seen music as an artistic form of expression.
Yes.
It is just like painting, but instead of using brushes, you're using instruments. And instead of having a blank canvas, you have silence. And then you start painting that silence by adding rhythm, harmony, and melody. Every culture has its own way of expressing themselves musically. And as we all know, Indian and Turkish music don't really sound that similar to Western music. And let me simplify this. As an example, the Western music does not have the intricacies or the embellishments and ornaments that are very common in the melodic expressions that we can hear in Indian music, nor does it have the complicated or complex rhythms and polyrhythms of Indian music.
I'm not big on Indian music or Turkish music or anything like that, but I do love me some Spanish guitar.
But why though? It is all very simple, because it is all about the influences. We all learn music as we grow up, each and one of us. Even if you're not a musician, you will get accustomed to the musical expressions that are common in your society.
I think I know what you're talking about,
is in a
Adam.
way a form of language. So if you grew up in India and you got accustomed to it, and you're a musician, you will surely get influenced by it. And even though you might not want your music to sound like that, the influences are still going to come through in your playing. And in the same way, you can hear from my expression that
all
I'm
art
not
is subjective.
a native English speaker. And for those of you that have heard the people from
He's
the
from
Balkans speaking
Siberia.
English, you would probably immediately recognize that I'm actually from Serbia. And there was a study that showed there are
He mispronounced Serbia. It's not Serbia, it's Syria. He's from Syria.
musical taste is being formed until the ages
Love you,
of
Grumpy.
13 or 14 years old. And our musical taste accounts for everything that we have heard in those early years. For me, I've heard a lot of jazz and blues because of my father that played it a lot, but I have also heard a ton of pop music that my mother played, and way too much folk music that was being played literally everywhere outside my house. And since I'm from a broken home, the only thing that made us all happy and when everybody was chill, it was music. And that is quite possibly why I decided to be a musician. And me listening to jazz and blues is the reason why I
Jazz
picked
and
up
blues
the
is
guitar,
good stuff.
and whenever I'm playing it, it sounds like Clapton or Gary Moore, but I still don't mind hearing a folk accordion, and I don't shy away from using the melodic minor
My grandpa was an accordion player. He did polka music, though.
in my songs because I was influenced by that kind of music when I was a kid. Now, just like any language, all music that was ever made is comprised of reusing the similar phrases, rhythms, and harmony that musicians have picked up along the way. And if you don't like that I'm comparing music to language, you should watch Victor Wooden's tech talk that he had like 10 years ago on how
Music is a language.
is very comparable to language.
When I look back on that and how I was taught, I realized that I wasn't really taught, which is why I say that music is a language. Because if you think about your first language, for me and probably most of us here, it might be English, so I'm just going to go with English. If you think about how you learned it, you realize you weren't taught it. People just spoke to you. But the coolest thing is, this is where it gets interesting.
I'll check that out in a little bit, Jim.
Allowed to speak back. Now, if I take the music example, in most cases, our beginners are not allowed to play with the better people. You're stuck in a beginning class. But with language, to use a musical term, even as a baby, you're jamming with professionals all the time, to the point that you don't even know you're a beginner.
The easiest way of understanding this is to talk about the blues. In its essence, blues is using a pentatonic scale, which means that out of 12 notes that we have in an octave, only 5 of them are being used, and most of the blues harmony is comprised of just 3 chords: the 1, the 4, and the 5. And of course, some songs are going to have some variations in the harmony, and some players might go outside of the box and play phrases that are not in the pentatonic scale. But the blues, in its essence, is comprised of only 3 chords, on top of which you build a song with phrases that you have picked up along the way. So on top of that harmony, you would solo or sing in a way that you already heard, like from B.B. King, from Buddy Guy, from whoever, Etta James, or it doesn't matter. So when it comes to guitar, you like making music with a guitar, you have common phrases, and in practice it sounds like this. That was a B.B. King lick. That was a Jimi Hendrix lick.
This is really cool.
That was also a Jimi Hendrix lick, but modified. But why is this important? Because it's very important to understand that we are all learning from each other, and we are all getting inspired by each other, and we're all borrowing phrases and ideas.
That's what I love about when humans interact. It's if you have an open mind, if you're not a closed-minded fool, if you have an open mind, you will learn so much from other people that are not in your normal sphere of friends, family, etc. And like he's saying that music's a language, and you get inspired and you use different phrases and terminologies the longer you hang out in certain areas of music. The same is true of just humans in general. The more you get outside your normal sphere of influence, like I said, your family, your friends, and the more you keep an open mind when you interact with strangers, the more you learn from them. And I like it.
From one another, and it's not
you
uncommon
refuse,
for famous
Adam,
musicians to talk about how they took phrases or musical ideas from one another simply
I know
because
you're
they
goofing
were
around,
inspired
Adam,
by their music, and they wanted to incorporate that into their own music. And the perfect example would be John Mayer talking to B.B. King about how he stole all of his stuff during one of their live performances.
Every day I wake up, I put B.B. King on just to remember how to do it right. More B.B. King licks. It's like stealing something from somebody right in front of them. Here's what I'm taking from your house. I'm taking your silverware. He's like, all right.
You keep that up, I'm gonna get up and go. You keep it up, I'm gonna get up and walk out of it.
Or let's take a look at Pino Palladino, one of the most famous bass players ever, one of the greatest bass players that ever lived. In the clip where he talked about Paul Young,
Mason, what we get to play with, what the public gets to play with, yes, it's automated instruction. What is out there beyond what the public sees is far scarier and is far more capable. It's pretty crazy. It really is crazy.
Wherever I Lay My Hat, or the first hit single that Pino Palladino actually played on, and how he made that bass line that made the whole song popular.
Did they give that to you in dots or sing it to you?
No. I can't even read music, so if they did, they wouldn't have had much joy. Yeah, no, it's just something I kind of hear.
A smooth neck bass.
Something for the intro.
It's got an actual name. I just don't know what it's called.
Which was now, when you get to this,
it's the sound of that song.
Well, that's actually Stravinsky, so we'd have to give credit to Stravinsky on that bit.
And this is not the same as Coldplay blatantly stealing the whole melody and harmonic structure of a song by Joe Satriani. This is different because you're using phrases that you have learned over the years of playing your instruments and putting your own spin on them to make those phrases your own. And by now you probably either got bored to death or you understood what I'm trying to say here. Because this is exactly what AI is doing. It's learning to imitate, but it's also...
When I go back and I watch the Joe Rogan Experience with Elon Musk and he starts talking about AI and you see him go from kind of, you know, just having a conversation to, yeah, it's a fretless bass, to talking about AI. It's his face and his tone takes a totally different, it's totally different than what he was, how he was acting and talking beforehand. And I think he honestly is terrified of what they have constructed that we don't get to know about. And the stuff that we do get to know about it is very minimal.
Putting its own spin on it. And this is not the first time that everyone in the music industry got scared of something new. Everyone got scared of the drum machine. Everyone thought it would destroy music and put drummers out of their jobs. And then you had drummers like Phil Collins using those drum machines in their biggest hits.
It's
Vinyl manufacturers got scared with the introduction.
Guys, I haven't added him yet to the list, but Meek, he streams as well on Twitch. He's been doing a lot of Star Citizen stuff. He also does Arma, and I forget the car game that he does. Something Corsetta? I forget. But yeah.
Of the CD, and even though it took us 20 plus years, vinyl surpassed CDs in sales, and it's making up to 70% of revenue of all physical music sales.
Wild.
Everyone got scared of Napster.
Right now we're taking a Star Citizen video break. We're going to be going back to Star Citizen videos in a minute.
For free on YouTube and Spotify. And I'm not saying that this is right, but it is what it is. But
40 Vids is coming back.
Is not the only industry
He's up next.
that got one of those jump scares throughout the years. Just take a listen to this speech by Billy Wilder from 1986.
I've been here for over 50 years. That's more than half a century. And all through those years, I've watched Tinseltown vacillate between despair and fear. First, it's going to be the sound that will kill us. Then it was going to be television, then cable, then cassettes, and now that terrifying new word, microchip. They tell me that those guys working in the Silicon Valley, they really believe that pretty soon we will not need theaters anymore, nor studios for that matter. We will have, or they will have invented tiny little screens which you can attach to your steering wheel, or big 20-foot screens on the ceiling of your bedroom. And then someday somebody is going to press a button and send the signal to a satellite, which in turn will light up 5 million screens all the way from Albania to Zanzibar. Fantastic, isn't it? All the hardware is there, beautifully programmed, bravo, except for
Thank you,
detail.
JT.
What about the software on all those screens? Who is going to write it? Who is going to direct it? Who is going to act it? For all I know, these wise guys are trying right now to supplant the human factor, microchips that will replace the human brain and the human heart. Mechanical gadgets that can simulate emotions, dreams, laughter, tears.
It
well,
won't
so far
happen to that
succeeded.
degree.
Not yet anyway. So relax, fellow picture makers. We are not expendable. The fact is,
Not yet.
the bigger they get, the more irreplaceable we become. Theirs may be their kingdom, but ours is the power and the glory.
And sure, AI will impact the music industry, and it is obviously doing it right now, but it will never be able to reinvent itself and invent a new genre or subgenre of music on its own. And last year, it was
AI can only ever emulate. Rakumo, what's up? AI will only ever be able to emulate and copy or do what it's told for now. I don't know if AI will ever get to the point where it can be creative. I don't. Maybe it's already got to that point, and we the public just don't know about it. But we'll see.
50 years of hip-hop. Compared to blues and jazz, that's literally nothing. But when you take a look at EDM, you have dubstep and industrial techno that have been around for only 20 years. So what I'm saying is, it will never invent something new, but it will surely stir up the top of the pop charts, as they are the ones they will need to reinvent themselves by doing something different for a change than using the same pattern to make the same BS song over and over again. And look, don't kid yourself, most of the pop songs at the top of the charts already sound like they were made by AI. And Rick Beato perfectly said this in one of his videos where he compared the lyrics of some of the songs by the Beatles with some of the most streamed songs today.
It's so anemically bad, it's really hard to believe that 500 million people, or 500 million times
yes,
the thing got
Cosmic.
played, it probably got
Agreed.
played by 5 million people 100 times each, or whatever that would be. I guess that's right. This is written by 6 or 7 people and produced by 7 or 8 people. I mean, really. And no one said to her, maybe we should work on the lyrics a little more.
So the real question here is, should we ban AI? And if we should, for what reason?
No.
Because it is doing the same thing that we are doing. It is learning, it is adapting, and it is just replicating what it already heard, just like we are. Should we ban it for replicating a voice, for copying a voice? Well, a lot of people have done that, and we're not banning them. But sure, let's ban AI or regulate it so it can't impersonate other singers or rappers. So we don't get Hitler singing "Give Peace a Chance," because that would be stupid, right? Well, to a degree, because it would be a meme. But then again, it can
that would be
bring
hilarious.
singers and rappers that are not with us anymore back to life. And I myself would love to hear a new Jimi Hendrix song. And I loved when I heard Tupac's new song where he dissed or like called out the people that killed him. But even if we ban it from doing certain things, or even if we regulate it in some way, where does it stop? Should ChatGPT not be permitted to give you like any chord ideas or write out harmony for you? If so, there's a lot of plugins that already do this, and a ton of musicians are using those plugins to get inspired. Should we get rid of them, or should we get rid of, like, while we're already here, I think we should get rid of autotune and meltdown, because a lot of people that can't sing are—
I hate auto-tune. I hate auto-tune. I hate auto-tune. And welcome, Carl Kaput, the Rebel of the Sky. Check out Carl as well. Good dude. Low-flying videos. I haven't seen any drama, but, you know, wait until 323 fully kicks off. I'm sure we'll get some more, and we'll get some good stuff. But Grumpy's right. Look, I don't think AI terrifies me, and I think it should be regulated to a degree, but he's not wrong in this instance where AI is only mimicking and using what it's heard before. And like he's saying, with all the other electronic and computerized extensions and things that they and things that they use in their musical programs and software and whatnot, they're using it to get inspired, then what's wrong with it? I'm not a fan of AI, and that's a subject for a whole different topic altogether, and we're not going to get into that today. But I'm not a fan of AI. Like, using it to create some artwork for a thumbnail or something for a school project, or messing around like making, you know, funny AI generated songs that, you know, people like me are not musically talented enough to do or have the equipment to do. I get it. I understand it. It's fun. It's funny. But I don't know. It's odd.
Are actually singing, and that's not right, and that's like,
because it can't do human things.
And
certain human appendages. So if you look at if you guys know about deepfakes and how deepfakes work, and the fact that they are this close away from perfecting it, the thing that throws off everybody, it's called the uncanny valley. It's the things that cannot be replicated by machines right now is what we as humans can detect, and we see through it, and it's the eyes, the mouth, right around here on the nose, and then hands. AI cannot do it. It just cannot do it. And when it attempts to do it, or when people use deepfake technology, humans see through it, because like I said, the lips, the mouth, right here around the nose, the eyes and the hands. It cannot do it, and humans can see right through it.
Like, it should not be permitted. So yeah, 99% of the music industry is just done, like immediately just done. Or maybe we ban machine learning and AI plugins that are listening to our mixes and making like mix decisions for us, because like it's AI again, so why not? It's just putting mix engineers out of their jobs.
Deepfakes do terrify me too.
Understand this: AI will only recreate things that it already heard, but it has no creativity.
It did,
and
Mason.
It will never
did.
be as bold as Jimi Hendrix and Eddie Kramer when they started using flangers and phasers in a creative manner in Jimmy's songs. And AI will recreate Stevie Ray Vaughan's or Clapton's or B.B. King's phrasing, and it will understand that 1,
That's
4,
true,
5
Rakumo. I mean, they're using them in the fast food industry.
Passing chords for it. But in the end,
Robots,
isn't
that
that
is.
what we are all doing? We are all borrowing from each other. And that's the most beautiful part about music. And even now, some people are gonna say that it's gonna destroy music. But I think, and this is my personal opinion, I think that it's going to help us out with our creativity. And let me demonstrate. All right, so as I've said at the beginning of the video, this
I
is not a
download.
sponsored video
I have
in any
this.
way,
I have
and this
this.
is not a paid promotion.
I have
This
this.
is
I'm
just
playing
like a
with it right
website
now.
that I found out. by
Carl
my
and
community. If you
Grumpy
wanna join my
showed
community
this to me
Discord,
a few days
the
ago.
link is down in the description. And yeah, it's udio.com.
And Carl, I haven't. It's in the Discord. But Carl made a song the other day for me, and I'm working on spinning it into a video that I will use to do video introductions and stream introductions. So yeah, this is cool. Rhino, what's
I don't even know
up?
how to pronounce it. And a couple of days ago,
And like I said,
gave it
after
the
this video,
prompt
we're
to
gonna
make a
watch some
song
Boydie.
about me or about Grumpy.
I just
That's
thought
my artist
AI,
name. So
the AI
I
discussion
told it
would
to
fit
make a soul
into
song,
all of
and
this.
This is what it made.
Squinting hard, but I see through a cloudy haze obscuring you. Eye to eye, we
It's just
don't
crazy.
meet.
It is crazy that we are already there.
The mirror admit defeat with every
It's pretty fun to use this. I'm not gonna lie.
you keep that mood, that heavy
Sing it, AI. You fucking belled it out.
grumpy eye.
There we go.
Oh, grumpy eye.
It's just crazy, and obviously the sound is not there yet.
The Salty Mike song was
like a real
fucking
song.
great.
But if you ever made a beat and if you ever sample something, you will understand how good of a creativity tool this is. So gone are the days of clearing a sample so you can release your record. Or if you're into other kinds of music, you can use this tool to get inspired to write new songs. And honestly, I think that AI music should be seen as that, as a tool, or something that is there to spark your creativity. And in the end, real musicians will understand this. Music is not a competition, it is a conversation. And it's all about how good you are at expressing yourself
That's an
with
interesting
your instrument
thought,
or your
Rakumo.
voice or whatever. And it is all about your musical vocabulary and how creative you can be with it. It doesn't matter if you're a rapper or a singer-songwriter, AI will be able to copy you, sure, but it will never be able
Yes.
to create something that is new and unique. But then again, if you're just a copycat and you're not creative at all, then you're gonna have an issue with it. And
Not
no,
creative
I'm
at
not
all.
calling those people from that list at the start copycats, because they are not. Like, I love and admire Stevie Wonder, Nora Jones, and Jason Isbell, to name a few. But I think that they're getting a jump scare that we already had with drum machines.
We'll see what's
Napster, or
happening.
streaming,
We'll
or
see what's
whatever,
going
or
on, Carl.
Like Hollywood did, or the film industry with sound or VHS or whatever. We're not going anywhere. And we will all live through this, and it will not destroy the music industry
No.
or any industry for
And
that matter. But it will
I'll let
change
him
it forever.
finish.
But I believe
Yes.
it's going to be in a good way. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching.
Debatable,
Thank you to all
Grumpy,
my
but
patrons that are supporting
that's
me,
why
and
I
my
love
channel
you.
members. So if you want to support me, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video. And consider subscribing. It's a new channel. I just made it like a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, help me out with a subscribe. Like, I'm mostly doing like music production stuff and like music stuff. So for that, I guess like if you want to watch that kind of stuff, just leave a subscribe. And don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space. Bye.
Grumpy eye. That was really good. I like that he was able to bring that into his realm of expertise. I think that AI discussion is good to have because it does have long-standing implications in almost everything that we do. What is going on here? Share. Okay, fine. I'll do it this way. No, I won't. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to see if this fixes it. Video unavailable. What is going on? I think YouTube just died.
Hello there, friends.
Oh, hello there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's not even on my list anymore. That's odd. Where did it go? Did he take it down? It's not even on my list. Hold on a second, guys. We'll come back. We'll come back. What? History. Let's try it this way. It's what?
Stay a while and listen.
There's Grumpy Eye Gaming. Where's regular Grumpy Eye? Grumpy Eye. Videos. Did he take it down? He may have taken it down. Because it's not here. Oh well. Well here's Grumpy Eye's new channel, so give him a visit. Give him a visit. And yes, he still plays games. Okay? He still plays games. Just to let you guys know. He still plays games. All right, let's go. No. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Oh, amateur hour at its finest. Amateur hour at
Star Citizen 3.20.
Amateur hour. There we go. Back to our regularly scheduled fuck ups. No. Go in there. Thank you.
Ah, look at it, Aria.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. YouTube seems to be having problems. It's either YouTube or it's my end. We'll see what's going on. So we got Voidy, and let's see what he's got to say about 3.23, because this has been you know, we talked about it at the beginning. We talked about it with Carl's video. We're going to talk about it again. It's important, I think, when it comes to Star Citizen. So here's Voidyvids, and we all know him. We all love him. It's Voidy.
Oh God! Oh, help me! Oh, Star Citizen 3.22! Oh, it's been out for so long. I forgot what being a Star Citizen is all about. Oh, RMC! RMC everywhere! Nothing to do but pirate lame RMC salvages and deliver stupid boxes to stupid kiosks. We need. Oh, what's this? Oh my God! 3.23 is in Wave 1 PTU. This will fix everything. Let's fucking go. Star Citizen's 3.23 debut to the public has been a bit rough with plenty of stability issues.
Yeah.
It's Star Citizen, dude. It's still Star Citizen. Don't worry. However, this isn't really new for the transition from Evo testing to Wave 1.
What the hell's Dr. Phil doing?
And the issues with performance and stability should get ironed out with a bit of time. But sometimes chafing your nipples with a buggy and rusty FID is necessary to cut to the meat of the matter at hand, and the meat that we want in our hand is experiencing as much of 3.23's
Oh my God.
for your handsome viewer viewing pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to save my nipples, and let's begin.
Am I dancing for you?
Dude, you're...
Yeah, Salty, watching the Salty stream the other day was... It was like watching somebody be tortured in slow motion. It was pretty hard. JT, man, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a lot.
You're outside and you're just kind of staring at the door longingly, wishing that you had a better seat.
Okay, I want to know if he'll get into it. So the star map got a facelift, but essentially that's all the star map got. The functionality of the star map is still pretty much exactly like the old one, where we're still getting a lot of the same issues that we had with the old star map. It just looks prettier. Nobody has been able to convince me yet. And like I said, I've watched Salty Mike stream. I've watched Jack Axton stream, Pagan, you know, our good buddy of the channel. I've watched Marcus stream. I've watched Salty stream. I've watched a lot of people stream 3.23, and the map is it's got a facelift, but nothing has changed with it. Not one thing. The functionality is still the same. It doesn't do what they said it was going to do at CitizenCon. Granted, can it still change because it's Wave 1 3.23? Yes, but for the most part, if you've been here long enough, you will know that what you see generally in Wave 1 to Wave 3, that is what you are going to get for the live release. I hope it's not true, but with this one, but if you follow their past, what you get out of Wave 1 and Wave 1 through Wave 3, that is what you're going to be stuck with for the live.
Percent of all good epic space adventures begin by opening the star map, because it's the only way to get anywhere in our ludicrous space game. The old one is out, the new one is in, and it's the best thing to happen to Star Citizen since Chris was born.
Hey, look at this shit.
Right, Adam? Who are those guys?
It's a little bit laggy, it's a little bit choppy. I feel like it's rendering too much stuff at the distance. It's like an
Yeah, and the mini map.
Holy shit.
The mini map. Okay, well, the mini map is great. While the mini map is great, it, like he's showing, it's laggy and choppy, and then it doesn't always work. It will work in a lot of the main areas, but once you get out of those main areas, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
But then as you pull out, you and your Grimhex was so big, bro. Look at all that shit. Now we're not laggy anymore. Now I'm Grimhex. So dude, I was saying, looking at the new star map, it's like meeting an old friend who like hit their head and he's always been a bit of a bit slow and a bit weird. And then like he reinvented himself and had brain surgery or something. That's what the new star map is like. Wow.
Yeah.
That looks sick, man. I mean, things seem legible. There were people complaining about legibility. So like, let's go check out Microtech. Whoop. That's not Microtech.
I kind of did, didn't I, Adam?
I think it's an improvement. Anything is an improvement over what we had before.
Inventory is still the same because they didn't they didn't add the inventory kiosks. You know, as I said, I want to hear somebody's counterpoint to this. I'm going to be as respectful as I can, so please be respectful back. You take away the inventory kiosks, you take away persistent hangars, and you take away the cargo missions. What is 323? It is the Squadron 42 single player patch for the PU. That's all it is. That is all it is. You can say quality of life this, quality of life that, new UI this, new UI that, combat visors this, you know, FPS this. All of it's from Squadron 42. And my argument is 6 months ago now, almost to the day, we are 4 days away from the exact 6 month mark. 6 months ago in October, I think it was October 21st and 22nd, they showed all of this. They showed all of this. Yes, I mean the personal ASOP terminals, yes. They're in, but they don't work. And the cargo terminals don't work either. So we were shown all of this at CitizenCon. I had assumed, and how dare I, this had been being worked on, during the spring, over the summer, into the fall, going into SitCon where they presented it and they made it in a presentable situation. And then they were going to bring this over to the PU. But to me, it looks like they literally started working on this 6 weeks ago and are trying to port all this shit into the PU, and it doesn't work. The star map has the same functional problems as the old star map. It just looks new. Master modes is shit. There's no cargo elevators, no persistent hangars, no cargo missions. Distribution centers are in, but they're also a large part of what Squadron 42 is. The floors don't work in the distribution centers, and they're pretty much just empty. They're giant places that are empty and have no purpose yet. And they did the same shit 4 years ago at the 2019, 5 years ago, 2019 Star Citizen SitCon, where they introduced UGFs. They hurried up and rushed it out from the Star Citizen SitCon into the PU, and nothing has ever changed with them in 4 years. They're still the exact same 4 bunkers that we get. The same 2 underground bunkers you get for either helping defend or eliminating the threat, and then the same 2 bunker layouts for the secure the drugs. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I have a feeling we're going to get the same treatment with distribution centers. They're going to be empty with minimal missions in them for up to a year before they finally get it working.
But if you zoom into microtech, there's different phases of texturage, I think. And I mean, that's not terrible legibility. I can read that, right? But you still have this kind of overlapping taking place here. But why that's not as much of a problem now is if you zoom in.
Now you don't zoom through the planet anymore,
you can,
which is nice. That I will give them credit to that.
I guess. So
yeah, good point, Rakumo. Good point.
And you zoom in and you can distinguish between things now. I wish you could just double right click like you used to be able to zoom all the way out. Let's go to Damer.
Damer.
And we're gonna set a course. Bloop. How sexy is that? I mean, dude, that feels good, dude. That feels good. Right?
Except
have you guys
here's the thing goes. Here's what happens though. Until servers start 30K'ing out, it functions great, and then as you do it continuously through a game session and you keep doing it, you start getting the same functionality problems. Like I said, you can't select a course, you have to clear it, you have to go into your search bar, search the place that you're looking for, do it that way, click X, click R, all of that stuff. And it gets aggravating because that stuff was supposed to go away, and that's not coming from me, that's coming from CIG. Oh, all the problems that we had with the old star map, it's all going away, it's all going to be fixed. This new iteration of the star map is the newest and the bestest and is going to be great. And they said that for 2 months, and this is what we got. Now, the counter argument is, well, until server meshing is in, we're always going to have server meshing issues. No, that excuse is getting old and tired and rotted. We can't use that as an excuse anymore. The netcode needs to be improved now, because as they've shown, server meshing is still 1 to 5 years away.
When you're on a ship and you use the map?
Yeah, server meshing. So what we're getting in this patch, Jim, is the replication layer separation. We're not getting server meshing. We're not getting static server meshing. We're not getting dynamic server meshing. It's just replication layer. That's the problem.
And you see a little
so it changes nothing.
Party members. It is so fucking cool. It feels like a game.
It doesn't take long for us to find a deceased star citizen worth looting, and what a great opportunity for us to experience the most important feature of any game that you play with other players, taking their stuff.
That guy was alive a second ago, bro. That's so unfortunate. How do we loot him? Bro, please let me loot you. Ah, there. Well, that's not very intuitive. Whoa,
Teeny tiny.
Go. This is the first time I've seen the screen. How do I
Where's the button? You can hit one of these buttons and it'll go to the old inventory. See? It's not gone.
We still got the magic inventory.
It was supposed to go away, but that's not going to
So
happen.
we do a quick loot
Not for a
deep
while.
dive in the depths of everyone's least favorite speedrunning simulator.
You say press the... There we go. Whoa, now we're talking, bro. So you shift click on... Dude. This is huge. The fact that this has got no delay when you click on it is fucking insane, dude. That is so good. My backpack is so full.
Provided that you can find the F in
Yeah, right,
F,
Rakumo.
as new features like this come online, playing Star Citizen feels less like flossing your teeth with a brick and more like playing an actual game. Quick loot is super quick, intuitive, and snappy.
This, to me, is the
I
most
agree,
impressive
Mr.
thing.
E.
It's the first time I've encountered something in Star Citizen that doesn't have a f***ing delay to it, dude. Right click to drop, grab, nope. What if you only want to take 5? How do you split?
I don't think you
Doesn't
can
look like there's a way to
split.
split stacks.
There is room for some minor improvements, like if you could manually split stacks, or if shift clicking to store stacked items allowed you to autofill your backpack if the stack you're looting from has too many items that exceed your carry weight. We're back at Grimhex now, don't overthink it, and it's time to see how much the new character creator can ruin your immersion. I found out by creating a maze-addled alien.
Have you guys seen my character though? Are you guys ready for this? Nobody's ready for this. Hello.
Father Kleshmus and a maze-addled, angry, abandoned love child of Omni-Man and Dr. Phil. Let's explore this new version of Maya before we embark on our first reasonably epic, ludicrous space game adventure since Sodium Michael left us in space that one time.
I didn't want to leave Voidy!
And now this is what I find interesting.
That's funny.
They've given you these nodes that imply that you have granular control over certain anchors of the mesh of the model, right? What's up, Wolf 50? Thank you so much for the follow, bro. Now you'd expect if I grabbed that and pulled it out. Sorry, I love this kind of shit, dude. Like this is not the normal Voidy vids that you probably
Star hair, dude. Star hair.
Grabbing this node would stretch out his eyebrow or compress his eyebrow, right? That's what you'd expect. It kind of does it, but at the same time, what they're doing is they're just morphing between the array of predetermined
Anchor points.
What do you call them? Like heads that they've got that we're all used to, right? We might have seen a lot of these heads in the past. Maybe a few additions. To me, that's not very intuitive, right? I just want to drag this eyebrow out or in to truly sculpt how I want to look. You know what I'm saying? The pre-post click expectation when you drag this eyelid node is off. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can save and export your characters right now, bro.
That is nice.
Dude, I already made a gremlin. Gandalf, the space wizard, bro. Sickly and pale from years and years and years of maze abuse. This is fantastic.
I mean, you can go now if you're on a
500 years ago.
if you're on a normal Star Citizen server, they don't do anything. They just sit there and bark and make noises. If you find a low pop server, they will attack, but for the most part, they don't. On a normal Star Citizen server, they don't do anything.
Seizures whenever we go into or out of 0G. But thanks to 3.23, when you enter the cold, harsh void of space, we now become Space Iron Whale Man.
I mean, if I was in space, that is exactly how I would form my body, bro. I apologize if you can hear some vacuuming. You know, in the IC, they did that sick transition when you had like the toy and it transitioned into the actual figure.
Space whales.
Adopting this pose as you EVA at 30 meters per second or something instills you with so much confidence you'll have the courage to take on a bunker or something.
Go, spaceman.
Oh, you're dead. They're all back up.
None of them are dying. What is happening?
SC in normal fashion.
Come on, put it out.
And
we can
you're
do
dead.
this. Nope. Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yes, you are.
And now it's finally time to hunt in
Oh, he redropped the video? Okay,
bring a
okay.
specimen back to Grimhex for further study. So we're in a Corsair now.
Oh my god. And as you know, all good ships have a name. Who is this person? So I decided to call this one the Pinky Warrior.
The Pinky Warrior.
We apply some thrust in decoupled mode to glide out of armistice so we can deal with this dangerous pink filtrator. Motherfucker.
As long as they have space ambergrease.
As it turns out, it's known pink suit enthusiast PC101. Like, subscribe, and follow PC101 on YouTube and Twitch for half Scottish, half Scouser, ludicrous space game adventures for content that is literally way more useful than mine. After sneaking aboard, PC Grills makes a blood oath that he will help us track dangerous space pelicans and wild four-eyed hopiums.
I have no idea. I haven't seen one yet.
And we're eventually joined by the rest of the boys for our first morally questionable Star Citizen 3.20.
I hope they have space ambergrease from the whales.
Adventure. Okay, we don't have to worry about the intruder. Okay, where are we going? Well, we're on Hurston. Should we go look for copiums?
We could go do the microtech thing. They're on microtech, right?
Yeah, microtech and Hurston.
Microtech's pretty, yeah.
I mean, I'd always heard.
Nice, thank you, Jim.
But
I crashed to this stop. Through the power of sheer will, sciencefiction, replicated technology, and crash recovery, CTDs and starvation are only a setback as we finally managed to somehow get to Microtech, alleged land of the four-eyed wild hopium. Are the missions to hunt copions illegal? I love how the toggle for missions is verified or unverified. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually a good design here. Just go to Ghost Hollow, guys. If you had Microtech, go to Ghost Hollow. You'll find it in no time.
Yeah.
Apparently they show up on the scanner. There's a really desyncy, so when you get near the ground, take it slow.
Hold on a second, guys.
You're going full tilt towards the ground and it'll just blow you up.
Gotcha, brother. Okay, PC and I are going to go on a safari, bro. If we live in Africa,
Please.
we can do this at any time.
Guys, give me like 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. I'll keep the video playing.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're hovering into the sky. Hey, we're getting shot by the nine tails on the ground.
Because I've got a feeling we're going to get like a teleporting, desynced army of nine tails obliterating us. Yeah, dude, the Microtech server is nice, but it's working.
Oh, I've got no crosshair. Is that because I don't have a combat helmet?
Yep. Neither do I, bro.
I don't think we have server mission going on here, buddy. I think it's all the same server. It's just...
No, I'm just joking when I say that 100%, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
I'm just saying it's funny that we're having a relatively smooth experience at Microtech now. I'm running into the woods to find a wild animal, dude. This is great. Okay, so how do we find copions, dude? Did you see any copion dung?
Well, I was suggesting you fly around and look for them with your ship scanners and not run around the ground like idiots, but...
I wanted to run around like idiots and get attacked.
That's fun.
I mean, the way you're doing is more entertaining for sure, but
this
you might not see
so much more immersive, dude. Like if a copion jumped at me now, I would shit a fucking brick.
I'm back.
Are you armed?
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, I had to take that.
I have two.
Yeah, do you have a gun right now, or are you doing this? You're just going to be tactical.
I made a video making fun of sperm suit enjoyers, and then I went to Microtech on stream with no armor and no guns.
I'm adding 0 degrees.
0 degrees, gotcha. Oh, I love the compass, dude. This is so sick.
Yeah, we got a compass.
Amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, the only thing that sucks about the compass is you have to be wearing a helmet for the compass to be there, which I get. It's immersion, but at the same time, most of the stuff we do in this is magical space beam, so meh.
Yeah.
Crocodile PC and I have gone full bush mode and are now balls deep in the wilds of Microtech, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive four-eyed, four-legged hopey-copey space dog, but after a while we start to question our life decisions. Nova's right. He usually is right. And now we're just going to be walking for days trying to look for tokens.
Oh, I see one.
Well, I'll tell you if my server's any better. It seems to be...
Can I find a dog?
See that tree in front of us?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of trees, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the 822 tree to the left. It's right.
Dude, why must the weather always be shit wherever you land, bro?
I don't think it's a storm. I think it's just the noob mist.
Yeah. It's also just whenever you want to film something or take a screenshot.
Yeah. The mountains do look sick, dude. Like, this looks...
Yeah. It's looking so nice.
I mean, this mountain kind of sucks, bro. That mountain, like... the artist completely overlooked that mountain, but the rest of it's pretty cool.
Make a website called Only Mountains.
PC, I'm gonna go back to the ship, bro.
Cool.
We decide to go back to the Pinky Warrior and hunt space wildlife the old-fashioned way using advanced ship scanning technology, and it proves instantly more useful. So we're just looking for like anything POI-wise on the scanning interface.
Yeah, something should pop up like on there.
Yeah.
Like
What are those
white
little-
markers?
Yeah, you see, see that bunch of white markers there?
Do you think
To
that's
your left.
Scorpions?
Yeah, look
They're,
further
they're
left there.
Hopians.
Is that like a group over there? Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
group,
I can
that's
see them
what
down
that is.
there.
That's them.
Okay, bro, I'm gonna park over here on the edge of the forest, and then we're gonna go copion hunting. Who wants a copion coat?
Pagan tried to capture a Copion, and it like ruined the replication layer for everybody for a minute. It was honestly kind of funny.
Some logs on the ground.
Oh, I hear them. Oh, there's one right here, bro. There's 3. They're making gnarly noises. Can't
Are
shoot.
you getting
Oh.
a carrot?
Oh,
And I'm just taking a defender because Carrick's now unknown claim.
Well,
ASOPs are responding well.
I'm just getting into the
oh yeah. They've been apparently they sometimes spawn inside of Port Tressler, or was it Evers Harbor? I think it was Port Tressler, but yeah.
Mad Max shotgun.
That doesn't feel good. It feels bad. In a good way.
I'm
if you know
shooting
what I
the
mean.
doggy.
But see how they, normal Star Citizen server, that they don't do anything.
Supposed to be responding to the same.
I'm not sure what. I think that's one of the new ones, or maybe it's a subscriber. I don't know.
They like had behaviors where they noticed you but didn't like attack immediately and stuff, and they started circling, and they did a lot more.
I
think the server's just.
I don't know how to respond to that, because it doesn't look.
Hey guys, it's Helldivers with dogs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like
They added dogs.
where it's at right now, and they have supposed
Cool. So we wiped
the
out
Vulcan and the
Copions.
DLSS, and it looks better.
Wiped out all the copions.
And Steve
But I
PC
still think that this
assures us
game,
that we
once
can
it finally
find more
gets
deadly
an actual
game, but maybe
release,
with
is
wings
going to
this
be
time to hunt
dated
on
compared to
Hurston.
the other games that are coming out as it gets
So we
releases.
inky pinky warrior ponky across the solar system for the expedition of our lifetimes. But first we stop off at one of the new distribution centers to experience the new
Oh, this is going to be
3.2
great.
features
This is
that
going to
will
be great.
change everything.
Changes
Wow, look how big the
everything.
distribution center is. It's huge. Commandeer this hangar, bro. Is this how this is going?
It is cool that you can spawn ships in the hangars here.
I can't roll right anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
No, eject,
Yep,
eject,
and there it
eject, abort,
is.
abort
And there it
mission.
is.
Okay. How about I bring a defender, rather?
I was just about to say, look at the fidelity of those textures, bro.
I think jury's still out. I think they were in the salvage area and then creating boxes.
He was shooting a bunch of... And he totally comes in there and just...
Yeah, was it like that? He's the
Oh,
one
no.
hit we had where it was...
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
This is another known issue.
PC.
I killed the reclaimer
He's stuck.
thanks to my FL33.
No floors in the distro center. Like,
Do it.
you fall through. Like, I have yet to see anybody.
no. You're not falling, you're standing right. Oh, you're gone.
As it turns out, what can be clipped into cannot always be clipped out of. But we're finally near Hurston now, and I
Yeah,
cannot wait for
so-
David PC.
I have yet to see any of the streamers go to a distribution center and not fall through a floor or not get stuck in an elevator. And like I said, they are completely dead empty. Like, yeah, they look cool, but they're dead empty. Yes, Pagan. But there's no cargo. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how long you've been here, Pagan, and if you've been listening in. That's the thing right now. And I know you know this, but there's no new cargo missions. There's nothing inside the distribution centers right now. There's no persistent hangars. There's no cargo elevators. I've been arguing that 3.23 is the Squadron 42 single player patch. And like I said, I am kindly and respectfully asking for a differing opinion whether it's in chat, whether it's in the comment section. I don't care. But please tell me I'm wrong in some way that this is just a single player update. That's it. So no, cargo does exist, but not in the way that they Fateless, what's up? Somebody just, where did it go? This game will be the first time I see a RC-24. So cargo will still exist in the way, no loading from elevators. Right now, there's no cargo elevators. There's no cargo missions. The cargo kiosks don't work. The personal inventory kiosks don't work. So it's really just master modes, dogs, DLSS, Vulcan, and star map. That's really all this has in it. And Jim is right. It's not in yet. Yeah. I still, like I said, I'm can they add it? Yes. But Pagan, we all know, anybody that's played here for a long time, we all know that whatever comes out of PTU from phases 1 through 3 is what makes it into the live. And if they don't, and in my opinion, if they don't have cargo elevators, persistent hangars, and cargo missions, let alone the personal item kiosks and the cargo kiosks available by the end of wave 3, then I don't think it's going to make it into live.
101 Obara to guide us to the majestic flying creatures of this beautiful planet.
Oh, there's a mission to clear a nest.
Oh,
what is the part? It's in the Merc category.
Bring an A1 to the birds.
Bring an A1.
Let's go nuke some burbs, bro.
Some burbs.
With known bird hater Nerve, but we unfortunately could not find the mythical space pelicans. But PC...
So and Pagan, you know this as well as I do. I've watched all the normal streamers that I usually watch and a few out of the normal realm because I want to see all aspects of 3.23 in the PTU, and so far, in my opinion, I smell 318 happening. And if it's not 318 in the way that it functions as far as, you know, people not being able to log in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I have a feeling it's going to be a very bait and switch type things, and we'll all be scratching our heads going, well, we'll have to be like the rest of the community and be like, well, you know, you're just going to have to wait until the next patch. I'm getting really, really, really tired of hearing that. So, I don't know. I don't have anything, and I don't remember who it was. It may have been Cosmic. It may have been JT. They are racing against the clock to get this out by Invictus. So I have a feeling. I have a feeling a lot of stuff is going to be shipped in 3.23 unfinished or unpolished so that it can get out for Invictus.
Cousteau is so hell-bent on murdering aliens that he found a cave potentially brimming with mutant space dogs, so we decided to check it out.
Cool, bro.
We'll see about that, Jim.
Stab some dogs.
Oh, wait a second. I've got a sniper. You getting any clear?
What a great opportunity to test the sniper glint new to Star Citizen 3.
Oh, the sniper glint is so awful.
Your ability to snipe all the Star Citizens who don't go to Jumptown anymore.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Dude, I can see your glint through the rock.
I'll reserve judgment on the persistent sniper flashlight.
So it's even worse if it's pitch blackout. It looks like a spotlight, and if you are behind rocks and you're just testing this and you aim at somebody through a rock, they will see it through the rock. They'll see it through the brush, through the rock. They'll even see it through parts of the planet. So if you're like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
until I experience a scenario where I'm actually getting sniped, because for now we have some cave hopiums to engage in highly tactical desynchronous
I disagree, Pagan. I Like, I think it's an honest assessment, but here's my thing. Marcus said it, and it really got my eyes turning, or my gears turning. Master modes is their version of making a single player game easier to play with a controller. That's what I disagree with. I don't think it was a measure to fix stuff. It was to make a game make Squadron 42 playable on a console. Not Star Citizen, Squadron 42. And Sniper Glint is a crutch for all the people that cry when they get killed by somebody that actually oops for not paying attention is really what it comes down to. Master modes is for single player. It's straight up single player.
I can see your glint through the rock.
I'll reserve.
And it's not even that good for PvP. Like, it would take me a while, but I can find you instances of where a Gladius should be able to outperform a soloed Connie, and that's not even the case. That's not even the case. A Gladius can't even push in through a Connie. The Connie can just back up and keep nose guns on you the entire time. If you do get to the side or to the rear of the ship, it'll only last for a couple of seconds before the Connie gets its boost back and is able to either back strafe or side strafe and get its nose back on you. I watched Marcus do it not once but twice. Take his Ion or Inferno, was one of the two, and go straight at a Corsair, and the Corsair just simply backed up, and then when Marcus would try to push through at an angle, the Corsair would start side strafing and rolling, and was able to keep the nose on the Inferno or Ion the entire time. So it's not for PvP. It's for a single player game and to make it playable on a controller. How many times have you seen Chris Roberts with a controller in his hand while playing Star Citizen?
Judgment on the persistent sniper flashlight until I experience
Oh
a
yeah,
scenario
for
where
sure,
I'm actually
Fateless.
getting
For
sniped,
sure.
Because for now, we have some cave hopiums to engage in highly tactical desynchronous FPS stabby combat.
No. Never,
All
Pagan.
that's left to do is grab a
And you're-
carcass
and
of
you're
one
right.
of these ferocious interplanetary predators as a trophy for the Pinky Warrior. With persistent entity streaming, having physicalized models like this decorating our ships will make them feel lived in. Each asset serving as a reminder of the adventures you and your crew
Yes,
have been
you're
on,
right.
friendships
You're right,
made, the enemies
Adam.
defeated, the planet explored. It's such an incredible and special thing to be able to represent these experiences in our own unique way.
Goodbye.
No. Oh well. Never mind. Thank you, channel patrons and channel members, for all your support. Your incredible generosity
that
continues
wasn't-
to blow me away. Thinking of pledging to this ludicrous space game? Then use one of the referral codes on screen now for a free 5,000 starting credits. If you enjoy my content and are interested in supporting the channel beyond a like and a subscribe,
That
check the
Deemer
link
looks
in the
badass.
description. Consider the join button
I don't
below and
get-
follow
oh.
me on Twitch at twitch.tv/voidude. Your continued support genuinely helps me to continue producing these videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you around the
Thanks, Voidy. This was less of his normal funny video and more of a serious video about certain things. So yeah, I liked it. It was well done. So no, both Chris, so like if you go on Google and type in Chris Roberts playing Star Citizen, all the pictures of him playing Star Citizen is with this in his hand. It's the black one. It's generally a black one that's in his hand. And then his wife has also talked about, Adam's right, I forgot about that. His wife has talked about them making a game that's playable on a controller. So like I said, I'm not trying to be a dick. My thing is I'm trying to take points of references throughout Star Citizen's history with Squadron 42 and what they've said and meld them together. And that is Squadron 42 is meant to be played on a computer as well as be played on, I think, the Xbox, not the PlayStation, but on the Xbox. And that is why we have master modes, is to make this easier, to fly with this easier. That's why master modes exist. It didn't come out to fix problems, bugs, desync issues, any of that, because all of that existed before, during, and after the master mode stuff that they've added. It doesn't fix anything. As a matter of fact, Carl and multiple other people have pointed out that it only exacerbates it even worse. So when you take PvP and you put it in master modes, it makes the problem worse. Like really, really exacerbates it. And they keep saying, well, it needs to be tuned more. It needs to be tuned more. Yeah. Is this is CIG a CR project, or it is a, so, Mr. E, I don't know if you know this, but the 3 heads of the board of directors at CIG is Chris Roberts, Sandy Roberts, Aaron Roberts. That's 3 of the 6 board of directors. The other 3 people on there are very good family friends. So they literally answer to no one. Now, there was a South African guy who was a 7th on their board, who was a big donator to CIG, and they made him a board member, but that only lasted a couple of years, a year and a half to 2 years, and they booted him. Now, here's the thing with jousting. All right. Let me get some representations. Hold on. So, because I'm a man of class, we got this and we got this. So actually, these are way too big. Hold on. Those are just way too big. So we'll have to use pens. So here's the problem. The tips of the pens are 2 fighters. In the old combat model, right? Now you're gonna have to imagine, because I don't have much screen space. So the tips of the pens are the ships, right? So in typical old flight model that we were playing with, when you have 2 fighters racing towards each other to merge, right? And they're 2 players that are new at the game, right? And they are screeching at 800 to 1,000 meters a second, right? When you go past each other on the initial merge, this space between you is going to be between 5 and 8 kilometers before you can turn around and come back the other way. Now, all you need is a tip, so I'm told. So now the next problem is when somebody is a good pilot versus a newer pilot. Okay, I'm not going to say bad pilot. I'm just going to say a newer pilot, right? So what's going to end up happening is the good pilot, he's going to slow down to like 300 meters a second or less. The bad pilot, well, I don't want to say bad pilot, the newer pilot, or the one that hasn't learned yet, is going to streak by at 1,000 meters a second. And once again, the gap is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilometers before they can turn around and merge again. Now, a pro pilot, what they're going to do is they're going to slow down. This new person is going to be screaming in. They're going to slow down. They're going to start to pre-nose and wait for this guy to start moving, to make his pass, and he's going to boost right up on him and stay on his tail. That's how the pro pilots work. Now, let's talk about master modes for a second. Master modes, if you're both boosting at each other at 500 meters a second and you're merging, right? What's going to happen is you're going to merge, you're going to go past each other, and you're still going to create distance, okay? The distance, and here's the thing, the distance is shortened because the speeds have been slowed down. You're still going to end up, like I was doing this in Arena Commander, okay? You are still going to create distance, and that distance is only going to be like 2 kilometers, maybe 3 kilometers. Whereas before, when you did it in the old thing and you were both going that fast, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 kilometers before you're turning and going back at each other again. Now, the big problem here is if you get 2 players that know relatively what to do, meaning slow down and try to get angles on each other, the problem is that when 2 ships are flying and they're trying to get angles on each other, this is what it turns into. It's pure face tanking. And because of the way the flight system is set up right now, it doesn't matter if this is a Connie, a Gladius, an Ares, a C2, a Redeemer. It doesn't matter. This can be a Gladius, an Arrow, a Hornet. Once again, it doesn't matter. If I push in, if they know how to use boost and they know anything about backstrafing, they'll just backstrafe with boost, strafe, and this is what it's going to continue to turn into. Every once in a while, I might get to the side. I might get to the side or I might get to the rear, but as soon as they get their boost back, they're going to backstrafe, strafe, rotate, and I'm going to be right back on their nose again. So at slower speeds, you're still getting jousting, and you are getting pure face tanking. And all it turns into is who can stay on target the most and who can get on target the fastest. So it literally changes nothing, and it does nothing to increase or decrease server tick rate. It stays the same. Everything is the same. Everything is the same. Now, the only thing you will notice is if I am in now, right now, the industrial players, until I can be proven wrong, if this one is the PvP and this one is the industrial player, if there is 2 to 3 kilometers distance and this industrial player has nav mode on, right? They should, in theory, be able to hit 1,100 meters a second before this guy can cruise up to him and catch him. Now, here's one exception to that rule. If you are 2 kilometers or less, right now, your weapons will hit at 2 kilometers out. So you have repeaters or cannons or whatever it is that you're using. If, say, Pagan is in his mole or his C2, doesn't matter. And he has no shields on and he's racing to get to 1,100 meters a second to get away from you and create that distance. If he's under 2K, I can start hitting him immediately with lasers. So, and then here's the thing. Now, engineering isn't in the game. Engineering isn't in the game yet, but if he's running away from me and I start hitting his engines or I start hitting his quantum, he won't be able to run. And if he has nobody on his ship to do engineering, he's dead in the water. I don't need a QED. I don't need a snare. I don't need any of that. All I need to do is hit the right components and he's dead in the water. And if he has no crewmates on board, That's it. It's over. I'm going to be able to overtake his ship, board him, kill him, and take his stuff. There's no need for a QED. Now, engineering isn't in the game yet. It's an experimental, but the whole World War II, we're going to, you know, this guy's going to, you know, try to do an S-curve around and get on the tail of this guy, and I'll be able to shoot his tail off and he'll crash and die and all of that stuff. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. With 6 degrees of, and somebody said it, with 6 degrees of freedom, if I get on somebody's tail, all he's got to do is flip around. And now it's back to face tanking again. I get to somebody's side, all they got to do is boost, flip around, face tanking again. Yeah. I don't know. If I'm wrong, you know, if A1, I know some people don't like A1, other people do. If I'm wrong, please, Carl, anybody in PAX, anybody in Avenger Squad, anybody in Jonathan Winter's crew, and any of that stuff. If I'm wrong on any of these points, please tell me where I'm wrong at, and I will take it all back. I will take it all back. And I saw somebody gifted a sub anonymously. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think this is one of the worst updates ever in Star Citizen. I like the old flight system because you are basically given a choice to either learn it and get better at it, or not, and just continually joust everywhere and overshoot your targets every time you come in. And that's a you problem. But this master modes thing, I think it just you can on Twitch. I don't know about YouTube. I really don't. I don't know. But please, if anybody watching this, if you can point out where I'm wrong, please tell me, because I want to change my mind. I really do. I really do. Trust me, I really do. But right now I don't like it. So what time is it? We got time for another video or two. Okay. So we're going to do another Star Citizen video. This guy has never been on the channel before. He's part of Blackjack Bill's crew. His name is Buccaneer Orion. I did not watch this yet. I did not watch this yet. It's called Clueless. You know, I heard one Kai Pod used to be or it has been in a few of Buccaneer's videos. So Buccaneer Orion, Clueless. Carl, you're still here. Yeah, he's part of Blackjack's crew, so if you can, give him a little bit of love. I like the music. Sounds almost like Brian. A cooking segment with Scarred. I don't know. I cook cheap, fast, and dirty. A lot of already made things. Have one for me, Carl, because I'm gonna do this video and maybe one more, and then I'm gonna end the stream. I think my kids are home from school early, and they've been very nice and quiet, but I want to go and hang out with them for a little bit. Oh, also, guys, in about 2 weeks, I get a bonus from work, and I'm going to use that. So I'm going to do it all in one big order. I have the chair that I picked out like 6 weeks ago that went into back order. Thank you, Jim. I'm ordering that chair and a monitor and, well, something for work as well. Together. How do you, I'm thinking about bumping up to 2K, guys. I'm thinking about bumping up to 2K. Like, I really am. thinking about bumping up to 2K, going up to 2K 165 hertz refresh. That's what I'm thinking about, and then being able to stream in a better quality. Oh, I'm getting a new chair. This thing is killing me now. We love you, Carl. I don't think this guy even knows Buck is coming. Up your bitrate and enjoy. How's Twitch going to handle it? I'll have to experiment with it after I get it. Thanks, Fat Gamer. I appreciate you. But you guys, you don't need to spend your money here on the channel, for real. I mean, it's nice of you and I appreciate it, but I really don't think, oh no, he does know, because he pressed a crime. He charged him. Who else is with him? That's Horizon. Horizon's got a YouTube channel too, I think. There's Blackjack. I think Q Soren's with Blackjack over there. There's Bub. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Fat Gamer. FAYT Gamer. Is that you, Fateless? It is Fateless. Oh, God bless it. You guys didn't tell me I was on the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. It's my fault. It's not you. It's me. And yes, I was watching it without you guys. I'm so sorry, guys. Fired! Yes, I know. I know. I know. I know. Terrible streamer here. This is what you guys come here for? I feel bad for you guys. I feel bad for you guys.
Stay a while and listen.
Shame.
Chris.
Shame. Shame.
Oh, man. I feel a little embarrassed. Am I turning red yet? So, Buck is chasing this C2 down, and I thought the guy didn't know he was there, but he did charge him with a crime. So, he does know he's there. TwitchCon hype. Let's see what's gonna happen. I have been watching a lot of Buck videos. Here's the thing. I watch a lot of people's I watch a lot of people's YouTubes. I just don't always comment on them. You know, look, I'm not a big channel and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm a big channel. But a lot of the people on there, they have smaller followings than I do, and I don't want to comment and like draw some sort of attention away at all. That's not my intention. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. And I try to send over as many people that I know that come and visit in my chat and have been mainstays here in the Scarred community, I guess you would call it. I try to send you guys all to go visit those guys as well, because I think we should all share and hang out and promote each other, and that's what I like about YouTube. I don't like this whole my content is a walled garden and I'm not going to share with you guys and all of that stuff. I want all of you guys to be together and hang out with each other and watch the other stuff and not just me. So there you go, Adam. And welcome back, JT. Ooh, that was close. He must be using Toby. I need to get my... I use my phone for it. But... yeah, don't be a skunk. Exactly. So I think Horizon is there with them. Now, one thing I would like from Buck, because I have watched a few of his videos, one thing, and this is not like me trying to be mean or anything, but one thing I would like to see from Buck is actually hear him narrating these videos a little bit. Maybe every once in a while doing a like a breakdown of what's actually happening within the video instead of just the music and the visuals going on. I know he has the Discord track muted because I've heard some of these going down when Blackjack is not around. Yeah, an a narrator of some sort, but yeah. Mason, I love you. Mason, JT, you guys are the two original gangsters, and I appreciate you guys being here all this time. I really do. I don't even know how you tolerate me as much as you guys do. We've come a long way from the Wee Woo stream. Who's that? Is that was... oh, that was Bub. So Bub, Horizon, and Buck are all on the sky. I don't know what the share button does, but I'm going to share it. Sorry, that was on Twitch. Something about a hype train. I don't even know how Twitch works. I know how to make it like stream, and that's... and I know how to chat to Pagan on his Twitch. You're just here for the break music? I know, JT. I know. There might be a little nostalgia trip soon. I need more firepower on this guy. And yeah, check out Mr. E if you haven't. He's like the main character in Star Citizen. I know he hasn't been playing Star Citizen, but he is the main character of Star Citizen. He's also the main diver in Helldiver. If you didn't know, it's not about us, it's about Mr. E. And Mr. E is driving the narrative along with Joel from Helldivers. Without those two, we would have no Helldivers game. Oh, here comes Coffin. Oh no, Coffin's still a ways out. Yep, there's Q Soren now. Bub's there. Oh, this guy's in big trouble. Like I said, the one thing I really want to see from Buck is a little bit of narration going on with the music and the visuals, and it could be added afterwards. Like I said, just kind of give context as to what's going on, why it's working the way it's working, what the goal is, what they're doing. So, everyone's favorite narcissist. Boom, boom, boom. Those missiles are definitely hitting. Here comes the ballistics. It'd also be nice to know if like he's proxying to the guy flying, if they're asking him to stop or whatnot. Looks like Coffin's going to be joining the fight here shortly. But I think a narration would be great. Text bubbles, yeah, even text bubbles. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, that Inferno's tearing him up. And see, and like I said, that's going to be a thing in the future. Is soft death and desynced back quite a bit. Yeah, I like if you ask in a pirating situation, sometimes it works and they'll stop and you can get a ransom from them. Other times it doesn't. Sometimes they just keep trying to fly away, or they'll log or whatever. Alt F4, rage quit. Yeah, see, this is how you board a ship. Q Soren got there fast. Q's quick. Oh, they got him already. Oh, he was actually armored and armed. Good for you, sir. Good for you. The problem is, though, with his strategy is he stood by the pilot door. I would have if it was me. Good job, Buck. Good job. Oh no. Good job, Buck. We're gonna like that. We're gonna share it. We're gonna put him. Most people don't fight. I do like the fact that he did fight. I'd like to see him. If you're gonna fight, I would like you to not be standing by next to the pilot door. Try to get out into an area where they're not looking. You know, they're gonna obviously be looking in the cargo hold. They're obviously gonna be looking at the pilot door. If you're behind them, or by like the hab deck or something like that, you'll I think you'll be able to surprise them and you'll see them coming up. So yeah. Oh, nope. We got time for one or two short ones. Let's see what we got. Short ones. We'll do Voidy. And then we'll do not Voidy. We'll do Wicked Wookie. Here we go. Alrighty. Wicked Wookie, and I'm sure it's Scooter.
Good morning, Stanton. This is Scooter, coming to you from the beautiful Brio's Breaker Yard on Damer. Do you need yourself a shuttlecraft? Then look no farther than the CA Pisces. Now you may think this is just a throwaway ship designed from a doorstopper, but this is one of the best all-purpose ships in the Versbo. You can haul cargo. Billy, do you need a measuring tape?
Okay, so I live in the southeast, and the first time I heard Bo, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I had no idea what the hell was even going on. I didn't know Bo was like their version of dude. So yeah.
Hey man, be a space taxi.
Any survivors?
Have a shack and wagon. Or run a repair service. And when we repair ships, we use the Cambio SRT repair tool by Grey Cat. Now, if you want to upgrade from 2 guns to 4 guns, we also got the C8X. The X is for extra guns. We all know the more guns you have, the better exploring you can do. Now, if you're more of a humanitarian, we also got the Pisces Rescue.
And come see Human Dr. Dan for all your human...
Human Dr. Dan.
Hey, don't look over there. They're, sleeping. Yeah.
All right, if y'all want to take this old girl for a test flight, you just come on down, you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good
I saw
evening.
that, Brian.
Woo! thank y'all for watching our commercial. And we got a new logo, and it's
Logo.
on t-shirts, it's on coffee
I might have to
cups,
get
it's
one
on
of these.
desk mats, it's even a sticker. So if y'all want to help support Scooter Ship Emporium and keep me all fed, go ahead and go get y'all one. All right, y'all have a good one. See ya.
That was always love me some Scooter. I love it. Love Scooter to death. Long live Scooter. Alrighty. Maybe we got time for one more. One more. It's got to be short though. It's got to be short. I'll leave it up to you guys. If Ubisoft made Helldivers 2 or the 323 Lightning Nerf and is CIG working on agility? So Ubisoft Helldivers or Lightning Nerf and agility? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? One for Helldivers, if Ubisoft made Helldivers, 2 for where'd it go? The Lightning Nerf and CIG agility. Ooh, we got the Ubi. We got 3 Ubis.
Stay a while and listen.
Grizz is asking for number 2. So it's 3-2 right now. Can we get any more votes in? 1 for if Ubisoft made Helldivers 2, or now it's tied. Now it's back into Helldivers. Helldivers 2 if Ubisoft made it, or Lightning and other ship nerfs. I'm gonna wrap this up in about another minute. Brian has to change his vote to 2. But you know what? We'll do both. We'll do both. I can do that for you guys. We'll do both. We got enough time for it. We'll do both. Rakumo brings up a good point. We'll do both. So gaming with Tovi. If Ubisoft made Helldivers 2. Premium skins now $49.99. Only the Ubisoft store only $19 a month. Oh God. Access to Ubisoft shop by clicking Control G5. Early access War Bond only $19.99. Restricted part of ship unlock with ship interior DLC. Oh God, it keeps putting the access to shop up. Oh wait. Helldivers 2 by Ubisoft. Did you know Ubisoft Plus is only $17.99 a month? Wow. Oh, Democracy Case $2.99. Oh, wait. Premium ship module shop. Dominate the battlefield with fast travel, stop time, limited invulnerability, and more. Jesus. Oh, it's the same thing. I didn't realize that this is what he's got for his loading screen.
Pod launch initiated.
Oh my God. Did you know you can unlock special perks in shop? Drop 10 seconds before your teammates. No more reload. 1 round. Increase weapon damage by 150%. 1 round. Feet armor for faster movement. Oh my God. Mr. E. I try, man. I try.
Go now and fear the shadow of neither death nor tyranny, but justice is your cause.
Oh, damn. Oh, that was good. That was good. I'm definitely leaving a like, and I'll share this with you guys, so I'm sure you guys would like to make fun of this as well. That was really funny. That was well done. That's exactly what Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard would do. Ah! All right. This is the last video, I swear, because like I said, I got to go. I need to eat and hang out with my kiddos. They're home from school, and like I said, they've been downstairs being really quiet, so that's very nice of them. I have to delete some of these videos, the ones I already reacted to. Where'd it go? There it is. So this is Commerl, I think I'm saying that right, and 3.23, EPTU, Lightning, and other ship nerfs. CIG is working on agility. Are they, though? Are they really, though?
Hello everyone. Remember the time before 3.14 when we had meaningful weapon and component stats. Here we have size 1 shields in 3.13 and in 3.14. Before 3.14 you could make choices like, I want to use a shield that gives tons of shield HPs but has a very high signature, or gives tons of shield HPs but has a low reach.
Exactly,
rate.
Pagan.
Or I can use a shield that gives okay shield HPs.
So here's another thing. I want to give a quick little education on CIG and their ship making. So I brought up in somebody's chat, I don't know who it was, that, you know, why bitch and complain how long it takes for them to do something, because they are just going to design a new ship. And somebody pointed out to me and said, well, ship design actually doesn't take that much resources. And I let it go because I didn't want to turn it into a big deal, but ship design actually takes a lot of resources. So you have the drawing, the JPEG, right? Well, now it's got to go through white box. There's a guy that has to go, or a team that goes through the scaling to make sure that the scaling is correct. Then it goes to gray box, and you have different members of, or different team members coming from different teams to make sure certain aspects of the ship work. So now they're being pulled away from what they're supposed to be working on. Now you have to bring all the PU guys in to make sure that different things of the ship now function correctly within the PU. Then you have to bring the pledge store guys in to get their pictures and put it up on the pledge store, and so on and so forth, and it just trickles on down the line. Now, is it using maximum amount of resources? No, it's not, but it is still borrowing resources from other departments across CIG, you know, from programming to net coding to all of that stuff. It's borrowing minimal resources from all of them. And you compile that up into how many ships do they release a year? 4 to half a dozen a year. That's a lot of bit of chunks of different teams to be throwing at ships. And then how much time of those devs is wasted between the 6 weeks prior to sitcoms? Because you know that that's a thing. Hype a new ship, make it overpowered so it sells. After sale, perfect it in the ground, repeat. Yeah. And you guys have noticed that ship power creep is becoming a very real thing. You know, it's becoming a very real thing. And this would be cool if this still existed, but you know.
Has an okay region rate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay signature. Or you could use a shield that was very stealthy,
it's true,
but didn't give a lot of shield HPs. This all is gone since 3.14. 3.14 was in August 2021, so almost 3 years ago. CIG said, yeah, we are normalizing all the weapon and component stats to give you better stats. This is fine, of course, but one would think
you love those
if you
Titan
want to give
suits,
us better weapon and component stats, you should already have those in mind. But now, 3 years later, still nothing. As always, CIG never plans anything, never has any concept, never thinks things through, and never thinks in advance. Here we have data from the current 3.23 ePTU patch, Wave 1. CIG is working on speeds and agility of ships.
So look at this. The Caterpillar 130, Starfarer 110, Hercules C2 160, Andromeda 200, Corsair 200, Freelancer 180, Lightning, F8 Lightning 210. So a Lightning only goes 10 SCM faster than a Corsair and Andromeda. Cool, got it. Warden 210, Cutlass Black 215, Saber 206. Fucking shitting me, really? Buccaneer 240, Super Hornet 220, Hornet F7C 220, F7C MK2 220, Gladius 225. So a Gladius only goes 25 faster than a Corsair and an Andromeda. Arrow 232, Fury 230. Got it, guys? This is your SCM speeds right here. So all these light fighters barely go faster than some of the heaviest ships in the game. Barely. And if you convert this to miles per hour, so we'll take the Gladius. We'll convert it to miles per hour. Right? What? I got commercials on my converter now? What the hell? Did Ubisoft give this? It doesn't have the mole on here, but I would assume it's probably going to be a bit slower than, say, a Hercules. Just my opinion. Science? Living? Speed. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to convert this. So, 225. So... Okay, so the Gladius, yes, the Lightning is slower than a Cuddy. So the Gladius, let's take the Gladius at 225 meters a second. I want you guys to think about this. It is approximately 50 miles per hour slower. Okay. Than a Messerschmitt ME262. If you guys are not familiar with what a Messerschmitt ME262 is, it is the first ever in human history jet engine powered fighter that made its debut in World War II. 50 miles per hour slower. And it's only about 60 to 70 miles faster than, say, a Spitfire or P-51D Mustang. I'm just being honest with you guys here. And this is supposed to be 950 years in the future. And look at these pitch yaws, right? Andromeda and Corsair have 30, Hercules 20, Starfarer 17, Caterpillar 16, right? So you start moving down into the medium ships, the medium and heavy fighters, they're only 8 to 17 faster pitch than these big heavy ships. Right? The nav modes are a lot faster, right? The nav modes are a lot faster. So Hercules 950, Starfarer 890. Then you look at the Arrow, it's 1210. Warden 1100. Lightning is still barely faster than a C2. It's only 50 meters a second faster. Yaw, it's the same thing. Yaw is between 15 and 30 faster than some of the heaviest ships, so you're not really gaining that much there. Roll is a lot faster on the heavy to light fighter. Pitch, a lot faster. Yeah. So
ships. Speed, SCM enough. Pitch, yaw and roll
Yeah.
decrease per second.
If you guys don't already know this, the Buck will be the meta for a long period. The Buccaneer is going to be the meta ship for a long period of time. Between the amount of guns that you can put on it and its speed, both in SCM and nav mode, it's going to be a meta ship for a while until things normalize.
Pitch, yaw and roll decrease per second when boosted. This is only a very small sample of ships, more to come when this goes to live. As always, Star Citizen is still in alpha. A lot will change and get balanced in the many years to come. In addition, this is a PTU build. Those numbers might not
stranger?
make it to 3.23 live. It looks like CIG has normalized many of the agility stats.
I mean, some of this is okay. Like, obviously, roll should be better on these light and medium fighters and even heavy fighters versus these bigger ships up here, like the Hercules and the Starfarer and whatnot. But like I said, some of these stats are too close. Like, definitely the SCM is too close, and the fact that, you know, I've seen it, I've had it happen to me, all of it. These ships are still agile enough, especially when backing up, that a Gladius can't push into it. As long as these pilots know what they're doing, you won't be able to push through.
For example, Base Hornet, Hornet Mark II, and Super Hornet. Yeah, those are now just identical. Or the Andromeda and Corsair.
So, and then he just pointed it out. The stats on the Super Hornet, the F7C, and the F7C MK2, the stats are all identical. It's all identical. So there is no real difference. Yes, Pagan, exactly. Orion posted a thank you in Raider chat. Oh, well, thanks, Orion. I'm doing great, stranger. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
There's also jerk, initial acceleration, but it's hard to quantify jerk, and max pitch, yaw roll is important. Some people will have a rude awakening when they fly the Hercules in 3.23. This was long overdue. Hercules was way too agile. She had the agility of a heavy fighter, but I mean, it's bad that CRG didn't address this issue.
With gimbals on and some decent piloting, you could dogfight some of the lighter ships, and that's not what a Hercules should be doing.
For many years, and now they do. Just a few remarks.
No,
all
Pagan.
are now identical in agility. Andromeda is finally
I'll
more
address it
agile
here in a
than the
minute.
Hercules. Saber is way too sluggish compared to the Hornets. Before 3.0, Saber was more agile than any Hornet, but way more fragile, which made perfect sense. Redeemer is in a sad spot, and so on.
Same here, stranger. I haven't played in a couple of months now.
My guess is
I think it's 8 to 10 weeks is roughly about since I've last played.
Time to move on to sell other newer ships. Yeah, look at Lightning. Lightning is now identical to Warden, and Caterpillar is in a really sad spot. Yeah, CRG still ignores their own stats like mass. It is hard to impossible to see any plan, any concept for most of those changes. It feels like someone was just typing random numbers on a keyboard. I will take a very close look at this when this goes to live. I hope you found this interesting. See you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. And now we have the good old crackhead buggy.
This ought to be interesting.
Let's drive in very slowly.
He's in water. Oh, it's gonna go boom. It's gonna go boom boom. Ooh. And it backflipped out of the water.
Longer than the buggy. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is kamoral_SC.
Oh, I missed it. I got it paused. Like, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Now, I want to discuss a couple of things real quick before I go. I'm going to go through. There we go. There's a couple of things I want to discuss with you guys before I go. And that is the letter from the chairman that came out this year that discussed 1.0 and the subsequent videos that we got, like Board Gamers 1.0 is closer than you think. And some of the other content creators that jumped on that bandwagon and were like, oh, 1.0 is coming soon. It's going to be here. It's going to be here soon.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Oh, no, thank you, Buck. Thank you, Buck. What was I saying? Oh yeah, 1.0. They did the letter from the chairman, and then content creators jumped on the bandwagon of it's coming soon, it's coming soon. I don't, first off, in CIG years, when they say coming soon, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So, and remember, this used to be about getting 100 systems out, or 50 to 100 systems out, and then releasing more. It was about having certain foundational tech in and the polishing of all of that stuff, and etc. And I don't think we're going to get a 1.0 release like people think we are, where, you know, all the features are in, everything's polished, it's mostly balanced. I think we are going to get the barest minimal viable like the barest and the most minimal viable product that they can push out as a 1.0. And you might be asking, well, Scarred, why do you think that? I think that if they take Squadron 42 and they give us a release date, and if there's no delays, there's no nothing, and it comes out on the day that they say it's going to come out, right? In a perfect world, then Star Citizen will get a 1.0 release, and they'll marry the two up because they want people to buy the game, and then they want people to get into Star Citizen, so they're going to want it together. So one of two things has got to happen. Either A, Squadron 42 is delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed until 1.0 is ready, or 1.0 and what we expected for a 1.0 release is going to have to be dumbed down to the very bare minimal to get out for a marriage, for those two to get out and be put together. That's my opinion. I don't see any other way. I really don't see another way. I would love for Star Citizen to come out the way they said it was going to, but it's not going to happen. We can't kid ourselves anymore, right? We know it's going to happen. Like, we know it can't happen, right? I would love for it to happen, but I don't think it's gonna. I just don't. I also think, so you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, there's going to be 5 systems at launch. There'll be 5 systems at launch. At launch, I think we'll be lucky if we get, and I don't think they even match up on the star map the way they should, and they'll have to adjust it again for a bare minimal release. And that is, we'll have Stanton, we'll have Pyro, and because it's in the game so much, I think it's Odin or Vega. One of those two systems, Odin or Vega, will be in the bare minimal. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And I'm gonna leave you guys in kind of a different ending screen here. But before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody here that decided to hang out, chat. Thank you for the likes, subs, the Twitch subs, the hype train, all of that. Thank you. Big thank you to all the creators that put in the hard work to the videos that we watched, and to you guys, just thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I really do. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. But before I end it, I'm leaving you with one last video. That's going to be a music video, and I'm going to turn off my mic and my camera, and you guys can hang out and watch this for the last couple of minutes. And thanks again. I appreciate you, man.
Standing as one, humanity's line on Vega 2, destiny sign. The Vandal horde with eyes glowing red, brought chaos to where rock and bled. But we stood our ground with all of our might. For home, for freedom we fight. Gazing at Vega, faithful skies, the day the void would scream. Clash of the iron, Vega toe, the stars no more serene. Admiral's word, like a thunder strike, against the Vandal line. In orbit's embrace, our stand defined. Our aim has breached, our fates aligned. Their kingship fell from the sky so blue. Our will unbreakable. Our aim was true, and as the second fleet claimed the night, hope reborn in the starlight fight. In the void's cold swell, our heroes bled. Their spirits fear through the fray they led. Oh, Vega's children arose so brave. From the ashes of night, humanity was saved. Stars witnessed the valor so bright they burned. For the battle of Vega, the tides would turn. Titanium hearts are soldiers of will. In Vegas, echo their legends live still. With fire and courage, the onslaught defied. Under the rally, I held the line. When the sky lit up with a fearsome glow, Admiral Bishop's word, our final blow. Steel birds took flight in the depths of space, on the jagged edge where fear has no place. The cry rang clear, what did you do? Bishops flung spears, I held the line so true. In the heart of the battle, our courage rose on Vega 2, where the blood river flows. Through the silence of space, battle horns did call. We'd rise or we'd fall, on Vega's grand sprawl. Our blades of wrath, in the darkness they sail. Screams of defiance, and spirits prevailed. We saw the wreckage across the void spread. The price of freedom, the tears we shed. On battle lines, we drew our swords so bright. Under Vega's gaze, through the cosmic night, pulse in sync with lasers burning flight. Purpose as one, we defied the